All right, we're going
And
live for a second. We're just gonna go live,
all
but
right,
not the show ain't started. But we are live, so just be careful.
Yo, fuck all these fucking members in the group.
I'm just gonna get ready to share it out, so then we'll do the intros and shit in a few seconds.
I'm about to murder a little girl. Damn.
You didn't beat that yet, Preston?
Nope. I haven't been able
Oh,
to play the last 2 days because I've been trying to get my moving arrangements.
oh,
And moving and then having a little girl is kind of hard.
yeah, I hear that. We're trying to move within the next couple months before the new baby comes. I'm already stressed out.
Yeah, moving is very stressful.
it is.
It wears you out because I'm also having to work, almost 50 hours a week. So,
Yep.
same as you. Bobblehead.
2 minutes before we go intro.
And I leave it on almost all day. It's just probably says I've been playing Resident Evil for 50 hours.
You're doing what those guys were doing when Quantum Break came out, saying that it took them 38 hours to beat.
Yeah, the game's not that long at all.
No.
I've seen some people beat it in like 4 hours.
Yeah, I think it took me, I don't know, 7, 8. On hard, too, you know.
So when are you going to get it, Matt?
What, Resident Evil? You guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I said, when are you going to get it?
Resident Evil? Mike?
Get what, Mike?
Resident Evil 7.
Oh, he asked like
You know,
4 times.
Yeah, but I didn't.
I didn't even know what he
He's
meant.
like,
He just
when
kept
you,
saying when you're gonna get it. He was kind of like,
yeah, when
Like,
you
get
gonna
what's
get
what?
that? Get what?
Oh, my bad.
When am I gonna get pussy? When am I, what are you?
When are you going to get Resident Evil
No,
7?
I'm actually thinking about getting the VR, the PSVR, and getting it.
They need to make a PSVR bundle for Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
It'd be perfect. What? So go change the poopy diaper.
Did you change your friends online?
I've already changed one. I changed 2 at once.
So?
Motherfucker.
Anybody streaming anything tonight?
I'm doing Resident Evil tonight.
Oh shit! First time playing it, right?
It'll be my second time. It's still first playthrough, but it'll be my second time playing.
Did you stream it the first time?
Yeah, I did. I only got 2 hours
shit.
into it though because everybody made me take a detour into the karaoke night all of a sudden. So I ended up doing like an hour or so of karaoke, and
Oh damn.
then by the time I got back to doing the game, it was so late. I was like, no, I'm going to bed. I'm done. I could barely talk. My throat was getting all raspy. I was like, I'm done. Did a 4 hour stream and I only got like 2 hours into my game.
All right, all right, all right. Are we ready?
Oh, we
Ready,
ready.
ready.
You.
Let's go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the platform. We're the platform. It's the platform. It's the platform. It's the platform. It's the platform. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, all right, all right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the platform, the greatest gaming podcast on the internet right now. And I just want to say, everybody, thank you for watching. I got a little bit of news before we get started. We are actually changing where you can watch the live stream. So you'll be able to watch the live stream on the Hard Knock Gamers official YouTube page. So we have that set up for everybody, and I'll have the link a little later. I'll post it in the room to those of you watching in the room, and I'll post it in the comment section here on this video, so you can get to it, right away. All right, so enough with the in-house shit. Let's go ahead and do what we do. We always introduce ourselves from left to right, according on the screen. Let's go ahead and introduce yourself. Go ahead, Terry. Introduce yourself. Tell us what you're playing.
Hey everybody, it's Cool Cats here. How's it going? Doing great. I've been playing some Ratchet and Clank and having lots of fun with that. It's pretty great so
Mm.
far. Enjoying it.
Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, I like some Ratchet
Hmm.
and Clank. All right, all right, all right. Next up, we got Matt. Introduce yourself. Tell us what you're playing.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Matt here. Everybody, including Eugene's favorite admin at Hard Knock
Uh,
Gamers. Uh, what have I been playing? To tell you guys the truth, I've been bored out of my mind. All I want
what?
is the Nintendo Switch right about now.
Oh, so you can't play anything else other than that shit right
Mm,
now.
that's all I'm thinking about.
That Legend of
But
Zelda is like juicy.
I've been playing a little bit of Virginia and Gravity Rush 2, and of course Hearthstone. I'm always on Hearthstone.
Hearthstone. Okay, yeah, I like Hearthstone too. I got addicted to it for a little bit. I had to walk away.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah, man.
all right, all right, all right. Next up, we got Big Mike. Go ahead, introduce yourself and tell us what you're failing. I mean, playing.
What's up, everybody? My name's Big Mike. I have been playing Resident Evil 7.
I'm too fucking scared of that shit. We had a discussion earlier about it. He was like, Terry was like, just hit the motherfucking button and play the game. I'm like, that shit's scary as fuck. Yeah.
Oh,
I
did
don't
you
know if
get
I
it
became
too?
bitch made or what, but I'm scared of this shit. All right, next up we got Mr. Preston here, Ultimate Troll. Introduce yourself, tell us what you're playing.
I'm playing Resident Evil, and it's not that bad of a game.
Okay. What's up, everybody? My name is Danny. I am one of the hosts of the platform, and I am playing Conan Exiles. Um, you know what? This soundbite right here sums up how I feel about it.
Bitch, I want my motherfucking money back.
Because this shit is not what's going down. I am pretty unhappy with the purchase. I don't know. I may take the final round. It just depends on how I feel at the end of the show. So,
Mm.
um, okay, let's just get right into it. I called the segment March Madness, but shit, we still in February. February's still cracking. So we got games that came out: Resident Evil 7, Tales of Berseria, which one game shocked me and I had to go check it out, which was Double Dragon 4 and Neo. And I think there was another game if I'm missing it. There's new releases out there. What you got on this list? Anybody bought the shit that's on this list?
Mike, I know, got some.
I bought Resident Evil 7,
So you got
and
Resident Evil 7.
and I
Yeah.
recently bought Digimon, the new Digimon.
Digimon. They sure did. Damn, they did release a new Digimon game. What the fuck? I
You
ain't
got
seen this
Double Dragon
shit in
too.
Oh
years.
yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot. I forgot. I also have Double Dragon. I also have Double Dragon 4.
You got that too.
Oh
How
shit.
how is that?
I like it. It's an old school game. It's much better than Power Rangers.
I couldn't I couldn't tell you one website that gave it over a 4.
Yeah, I heard the game was trash, just like Power Rangers.
It's getting 3s everywhere.
I,
I,
Damn.
I heard the design is horrible in the
What's
game.
that? The Double Dragon?
Yeah, I heard the way they designed it was just horrible.
I don't know.
Mike, you did say it was short. You did say you like pretty much beat it. You know, in
I
like
I
a
almost
short
beat it in
amount of
one
time.
setting. I
But
almost said
it's
I almost
seven
beat it in one
dollars.
setting. I got to stage 8 and I just failed terribly. Failed.
Hmm.
I mean, if you're paying $7 for a game,
But
What do you,
they start you out with 3 lives and you get 6 credits. So you basically get
whew,
like
How do
12
you can you get
lives.
more credits?
They just give you right off the bat to start 5 credits, and you get 3 lives also.
Do you have to? Is it DLC for more credits?
No,
I was about to say, dude. I was about to be mad that a motherfucker, dude. I was straight about to be triggered as fuck right now,
I
dude.
was like, dude, it's $7. I don't think you're gonna get DLC.
You don't even understand, man. My motherfucking skin was raising. My hair
Now
was
hold on.
turning yellow like Dragon Ball
You
Z, dude,
said
until you calmed me down, dude.
you said you went and bought Conan Exile.
Conan, dude. I don't even want. Like I said, we'll
Now
keep
hold
that.
on. This just to keep you maybe get you triggered. The game was supposed to be free within like next week, I think.
Nah, it's
Yeah.
not. It's
Yes, it
not.
is.
Nah, dude. Don't. I will leave this podcast and take a trip to Exile Studios and wreck the shit out of them, dude. If they do that, yeah. And I'm gonna bring them my PC and be like, uninstall this shit. I don't even want to touch it. Uh, damn. Don't say that, dude.
I
Uh,
do want to interrupt real quick and give a great big shout out and thank you to both Chef and Quiet for being watching the show right now and chiming into the chat. Thank you guys for that. You guys are awesome. Thanks for being here.
what's up,
Of
Quiet?
that.
What's up, Chef? Man, chilling, chilling, chilling. You
this
about to
sounds
enjoy the
like some
show? Cause somebody about to be
assassins.
triggered. I think it's me already. Uh,
This, yeah,
damn, it was like
assassins
5 minutes
watching
in.
us.
You said what, Preston?
So it sounds like we got some assassins watching us.
You do know that. Quiet and Chef. Yeah, somebody take point. It's like we need to get the fuck out of here, Preston. Run. Uh,
Oh, I'm not afraid.
well, I am. You can stay. Shit, you can investigate it. Find out what's going on. Not me. I'm the fuck gone. Um, I got out of this list. I got Tales of Berseria. I do have that, and I'm loving it. Terry, you just now getting into the Tales series too, right?
Yeah, like the Zestiria was the first one I played. I never finished it. I did get hung up on a boss fight that I still haven't been able to get past, so I kind of shelved it. I'll have to get back to it and try to complete it. But I do want to look at some of the older ones, and I do want to get the new one.
The new one, and now this is coming from a person who's a huge fan of the Tales series, and even Tales of Symphonia, which think I said was my most favorite one. This one beats that, and the reason why I say that is it's the smoothness of the combat. Like right now, Terry, when you're playing, you said you're playing Zestiria, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Zestiria, you know how you still kind of have to maneuver in that small circle, and there's sometimes the
Oh,
movements
it's
is kind
so
of
tedious.
jerky.
It's a pain, especially when like the bosses take up the whole damn circle and you can't move
Yeah,
nowhere.
this time the combat is so free flow now, and so smooth, and it does play kind of like Um, you should really get a chance when you get it on your PC. But Tales of Symphonia, you should check that out. So it kind of harkens back to that as far as like the smoothness of controls, but the freedom of movement. Like they open that circle up, so it's not like just a small area now. Like big bosses, like have movement as well as yourself. You have a lot of movement too, and it's just so good. And the protagonist is not good. Like she is not a good person. And I think that's the first time for the Tale series because isn't it usually like I think the one you're playing that person's like a saint or something or he has like sainthood. What the fuck is his name? I can't remember his name. The main
Soray or
protagonist.
whatever.
Yes,
Soray.
Saray. Yeah, Saray. He was like a what is he?
I don't remember
Shepherd.
what
He
he
was a
is there.
shepherd,
Yeah,
right?
Shepherd. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. He was a shepherd, and he was kind of like this naive boy. You know what I'm saying? Who didn't really
Hmm.
know too much about the world, but he has goodness in his heart. This protagonist is like, I don't give a fuck about goodness. That's not the point. The point is it's a revenge plot, and I kind of applaud them at Namco and those developers with Tales because they took it in a different direction. They didn't really go like hunky dory. They went like straight dark with the story, and I really do enjoy that. I think you'll like that, Terry.
Now,
Um,
with that series, does each game is it like its own standalone story, or do they kind of like flow within each other?
Symphonia and I think, well, Tales of Destiny and I think Symphonia was in the same kind of like universe. And then after that, like Tales of the Abyss and those other games changed it up a little bit. Uh, so that was a little different. But they've all had their own stories after that point. After Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Destiny, it was different stories, kind of like the same world is about to end type thing, or this world event is taking place, and then you have these people who are trying to stop it. But um, the stories are different from that point. So yeah, they're different. It's like your stories won't even connect to this new one that you'll probably play. It doesn't connect at
Okay,
all.
sweet.
So, what else we got? Neo. Anybody got Matt? I know you call it what you say it was a Matt out of 10?
Meh.
It's a,
What turned you off about it? Like what was like
I
if you had
just
have you played Dark Souls? If you had to compare the two, which one you think would be better?
I liked Neo better than I played Demon Souls. I
Hmm.
played Dark Souls 1, and I liked Neo better because it's more fast paced. I thought Dark Souls was more so like Lords of the Fallen almost, just really slow. Um, I'm not a fan of the games. I could see why people like those games, but it's not for me.
It's so fucking hard, man. Like,
I
uh,
mean, I barely have. I mean, with having a kid and working full time, I barely have enough time to game. I don't want to be stressed out when I play my games anymore. I'm kind of over that.
I liked
yeah.
Lords of the Fallen just because it was more linear. You didn't have to worry about getting lost and confused where you're supposed to go. Unlike Dark Souls, you never know where you're supposed to go. You're kind of always
Yeah,
just lost
yeah.
all the time.
I like Dark Souls over those two actually. I had a chance to play the little Neo demo at my brother's house, and I liked it. But it was just like Dark Souls. It was too similar, but it didn't have like Dark Souls is also creepy. Neo was more of that like samurai, last man standing type battle, hard battles with
Hmm.
some mythological things. But Dark Souls is like Resident Evil brawler. It's scary too. It's kind of like it freaks you the fuck out. You look in the distance, you see giant ass footprints, and you're like, okay, if I go that way, I know I'm dead.
Yeah.
Um, Neo is more like just this. You have that grassy knoll. You almost picture motherfucking Ryu jumping up and shit. It's just. Uh, um, but people are some. I mean, people love it. I mean, I've seen a lot of people kind of praise it. They're like, it's hard. It looks beautiful. I've only played like maybe 5 or 10 minutes of it on the demo. So,
Well,
um,
the game's gotten just as good reviews as Dark Souls 3.
hmm,
I'd
They're
say even
almost
better, maybe.
they're both around 87 to 90.
hmm. So that means it's pretty solid.
I mean, it's
Uh,
not just Dark Souls. It has some like an Onimusha. It has some Ninja Gaiden in it.
ooh, I
It's
love
some
Onimusha too.
Shogun. I mean, you know, Dark Souls is based off the series like Kingsfield. That's where the Soul series
Oh yeah.
got its inspiration from. That's
Wow.
where. So I mean, Dark Souls isn't even the first of its own kind. Everyone
No.
thinks it is.
No,
Well,
Demon
I think
Souls
what it
was
is, it got
definitely
perfected.
the
That. Go
Well,
ahead.
I
I'm
mean, like
sorry.
the Soul series is what I mean.
yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like perfected combat. When Demon Souls changed over to Dark Souls, I felt that the combat was more fluid on Dark Souls than Demon Souls, even though I liked more of the surprise factor with Demon Souls. But Dark Souls combat, I feel, was still superior.
Yeah, it was an improvement over Demon Souls.
Yeah, because I don't know, Demon Souls, when I first turned it on, and it's like I looked how jerky the dude fucking turns around. I was kind of pissed, but and I didn't even want to fucking play it. But then I just stuck with it, and I end up enjoying it. But I don't know, it turned me off like really bad when I first turned it on. It's like this shit is not fun. He's like fucking. He moves like a goddamn chess piece. I'm like that is some bullshit. So I didn't like that at first, but Dark Souls prove that the combat can be fluid as well as like the surprise factor and the shit being really hard. Um,
And I think Bloodborne's. I actually like Bloodborne better than I like Dark Souls.
mm,
I enjoy the fast pace a lot more than I enjoy the slow, methodical pace of the Dark Souls.
what's up? Who is that? Is that Austin? He said, "Damn, you guys chose a podcast I'm not in to talk about Dark Souls." Yes, the fuck we did. We did that specifically because we knew your ass wasn't around. So we said, you know what? Fuck it. Dark Souls podcast, episode 18. Get wrecked. Yeah. So is there anything else? Anything else I missed? I know there was another game that was mentioned. Um,
I mean, Neo's not even out yet.
it comes out what next week or something like that, or
It comes out, I think, the 14th.
14th.
I
Okay.
think
Oh,
Tuesday it comes out. The 7th?
that's what I thought. I
Oh,
thought it came out like sooner.
No, it comes out next week.
yeah.
Next week.
It's
Unless
Okay, so
you're
next week Tuesday.
unless
yeah,
you're like one of our
it's supposed
favorite
to be
people
the
on.
14th.
Good. Unless you're one of our favorite people on Facebook
They
group
have
named
it on
Leon.
for February 6th already for gameplay.
See, I'm
Yep.
Really?
seeing initial
hmm
release date February 7th.
So like yeah,
So yeah, that's like right. That's literally right around
it's
the
coming up.
corner. So a lot of people can't wait to get their hands on that shit. I know we talked a little bit about Double Dragon. When I saw that, I thought my mind's just playing tricks on me and shit. I'm like, what? Double Dragon 4? What? So I went to Steam because I think Mike, you may have posted in the room or something. I can't remember. I think I saw it in the room. You said you were playing Double Dragon 4, and I'm thinking, does he have an emulator or something? What the fuck is he playing Double Dragon for and shit? And then then I clicked on the link and it was like buy it on Steam. I'm like, what? So I went to my Steam account and I looked, and it really is. It's a fucking old school sequel, right, Mike? Like it truly
Look,
controls like the old school one.
it feels like the original old school Double Dragon. Not like this Double
What?
Dragon Neon.
No, that Double Dragon Neon bullshit. No, okay, so so this plays like the old school one with like Adobo and all that shit in there.
It has a Bobo in it and everything.
Damn.
It's not bad for $7.
So you said better than Power Rangers?
Definitely.
But didn't you give Power Rangers a Ravens review though?
I,
Oh,
I
Oh,
did
then
I did give it my first impression a decent review. I did, but after playing it and beating it, the review came down quite a lot.
Yes, but
no.
comparing trash to trash, it's still
After you
trash.
heard how
Oh
Terry
shit.
felt.
yeah, it's like he was like hyping this game up. He
He's
was
like, yo,
like
everybody needs to get in, get in the party chat. Let's fucking
I
do it.
called him out on it. He was like hyping it up, saying everybody had to get it. He was trying to get Matt to play it. He was trying to
Oh,
get
it was.
to do like a
Hey,
share play with him so we could do it together. And like the day of my stream, the day of my stream, his tune changed quickly when I was so upset and hating the game so much. All of a sudden, he's like, you know what? think I'm gonna rethink this.
I did. Reevaluated it.
His review went from a 9.5 to a 3 in a snap of a finger.
He said he
It
saw the
didn't even
bright
get them
colors. He
back.
was like 10 out of 10. And
It
then like
didn't.
he fucking moved forward with the controller and it was like point 0.2 out of 10 and shit.
Shit. This damn thing didn't even get a meh for Matt. It got.
Matt ain't gonna touch that shit. He want his hands clean. That motherfucker's not touching that shit. You need hazmat gloves to play that motherfucker, man. How terrible it is, dude.
I'd be driving over to PA if I would have bought that after Mike's recommendation, though. Give me my money.
Hold on, I got I got one for you, man.
Bitch, I want my motherfucking money back.
Oh shit. So yeah, Mike recommended it so hard,
I
and
did.
yeah, he was like,
I'll
dude,
admit.
everybody needs to get it. We need to fucking 8 on 8, and just hyping it up.
8
I
on
was
8.
looking forward to him, and Mike said this game was really good, so I went. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go do my own personal review on stream, and no.
When I tell you that Terry looks so motherfucking
She was
bored
bored.
and not
I
hype,
was
like
bored. I was upset. I mean, every time I'd kill somebody off screen, they'd take their XP with them. I'm like, you bastards, cheating on my XP. I went through like the level without ever morphing because I didn't realize I actually needed to morph because you don't really need to morph. You could just, not morph and still get through it. So I was like, this is dumb.
what?
This was the stupidest thing ever. Like I guess I was flashing the whole time. I was charged to where I could morph. But I never did in that level. I was like, I don't need a damn morph. I'm kicking their asses just fine. I don't need a morph.
That's how you know that shit suck. Preston, you know
No,
that shit is
she.
garbage, dude. You know that shit's whack.
No, she didn't even buy the game. She was ready. Bitch, I want my money back.
Oh my god! On stream, I gave it my
Terry
final
turned.
review. I gave it my final review, and I deleted it off the PS4
Terry
on
was like,
stream.
"All right, Mike." She hit start. She wiped her hands like and then as soon as she cut that motherfucker on,
Bitch, I want my motherfucking money back.
oh shit.
Eugene, what's up, man? He
What's
made
up,
it. He's
Eugene?
watching us live. How's work
I see
going?
him.
He's like,
I
it's
know he's
freaking
stuck at
work.
work and shit. Ain't getting his freedom papers. Did you hear about that other announcement though? Nino Cooney coming out for
Coming to
PC. Coming to PC. Woo!
it seems like a lot of the Japanese games are starting to come out on PC more.
I'm happy about that.
Like they're
That
starting
just
to
drives
release all
business.
the they're starting to release all the old Final Fantasies on PC.
I know all of the like Lightning Returns and all that shit was released for PC.
Well,
How,
I mean, like they're releasing the older ones.
yeah, like Final Fantasy like X, I think HD, uh, X2, I think as well.
Yeah,
Did they release like I know Seven is on PC.
yeah, they released the PC version on the PS4
So
not
what? I
long
mean,
ago.
how do y'all feel about that? Like PlayStation guys, is that kind of like something that you feel
It's,
like fuck PC players on, or do you even care?
I mean, it's not even a first party game. The Nino Kuni series has been on multiple consoles. It's been on
That's true.
3DS. It's been on, like I said, PC. This is one of those games that they want to release on PC. They can release it on PC. PC players, it's like Xbox. I mean, they release their games on PC to help with their revenue.
Well, true, because the only thing they
It's
got
because they have
coming
their
out right now is
games.
fucking controllers. But it's like, all right, I can buy 1,500 different types of gold controller, but I got one game to play. It's
They're
just
releasing
weird.
all these
Art cool
controllers,
though.
yet they
I
have a
collect that
design
crap.
lab. They have a design lab that they're kind of just throwing away. The design lab basically is all these custom controllers that you can just make, besides the
Yeah,
shadow ones.
Is
It
any of
makes
they
these
no
keep
games that?
on.
sense.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Danny.
Oh no, go ahead, Matt.
No, I was really quick. I mean, they're coming out with I mean, they're nice looking controllers. They're half black and half color. And it kind of blends into each other. To be honest, they look pretty cool. But why not just add that to the design lab and maybe charge an extra 10-15 bucks if you want to, get the controller colored like that?
Yeah, that's what me and Austin were saying. It's like, what's the
They'd make a
point
killing.
of this?
Well, it's because motherfucking WWE Creative is running Xbox division.
Oh shit!
Straight up, you can ask Eugene in chat. He'll tell
they
you the same shit.
they got the
Uh,
writers from they got the Raw writers.
yeah, they got the Raw writers and shit. Like, all right, this is what we gonna do. We gonna cancel motherfucking Scalebound, but we gonna come out with 5 controllers. Great fucking idea. You get a raise. You get a raise.
But
Any of these
but yeah,
games coming out
that
on Xbox? I think Resident Evil 7 is, right?
yes,
And is Neo?
Resident.
Neo is PlayStation only, right?
No, it's
Neo's
being
PlayStation.
Neo is being published by PlayStation now, but it's also coming to PC.
Right.
Right. Yeah, because I know
The,
Neo's coming to PC. Uh, Armada. What's the name of that fucking game? Near.
Nier Automata.
That's coming on. Yeah, that's coming out on what, PS4 and
PlayStation.
PC as well, right?
Yep.
yes, I don't think there's a date for that one
Yeah,
yet
there's
for
no date for
PC
for
either.
that. But what is coming out for Xbox? Like, okay, so I think Tails is that on Xbox?
Nope,
Nope.
nope.
What?
That's
No.
PlayStation,
PlayStation. That's
PC.
PlayStation.
So
There's
just
nothing coming
PS4
out.
and PC.
There's nothing coming out for Xbox right now. Nothing. Unless you want a
Well,
brand new controller.
Rise and Shine came out, and I heard it's actually Rise and Shine came out, and I heard it's actually a pretty good game.
That was an indie game, but I mean, AAA games, nothing.
I mean, some of these Japanese games are kind of like indie games.
Right.
They look
Well,
like
yeah, because
indie
a lot of them are
games.
independent studios.
Hey,
Uh,
hold on.
But I
My
mean,
bad.
Rise and
My
Shine
bad.
is from Adult Swim, and Adult Swim's been making some good games.
uh,
Austin said that Fallout Shelter's coming to Xbox.
A mobile game, yes.
wait,
All right.
what? Okay.
Halo Wars 2 in 2 weeks.
And then a week later, Horizon comes out, and that's gonna overshadow freaking
And then
Halo
a couple
Wars.
days after the Switch, baby. Ooh.
Is and then like what 4 days after the Zelda and the Switch is near.
Yep.
Yeah, March is gonna be
Yes.
crazy.
Mass Effect is 2 weeks after that. Ghost Recon's like 2.5 weeks after that.
Ain't nobody buying Ghost Recon.
It looks
I'm
like just
definitely
a
getting Ghost
I'm buying
Recon.
division.
that.
It
And
looks
see
like
the
a
funny thing,
division add-on. That's all it is. You
Hey,
can drive
I'm
cars now. It's a division
Dan,
with cars.
Danny and
and the
Terry. I'm
funny
gonna
part
be
is,
talking to you guys 2 days after that releases. You guys be like, nah, trash. I'm done.
I'll be like, Preston told y'all a long time ago.
Oh, whatever. I'll give Matt
and
the credit.
I'm telling you this right now, there, Danny. I'm telling you this right now. As soon as Matt gets that Switch and all those games drop, you'll never be talking about that Switch again. You'll be like, "Bitch,
Hey,
I want my money back."
nah,
Oh.
I'll be milk. I'll,
At least you won't be
listen,
wasting money on games like Power Rangers. I mean,
I'll be milking cows for weeks on one two
Oh
switch
my god, dude. Oh.
on stream too. To
I'm
watch
not
it. So,
supporting that shit. Dude, let me tell you something, man.
Matt's gonna
If
pay
they
$50
gave it
for
away for
milking
free, if they said
cows.
if you buy a Switch and you can get 1-2 Switch for free, I would boycott. I
yeah,
would stand outside and protest with a sign that says "fuck 1-2 Switch" outside of the GameStop. I
you'd
can't
buy
support
two
that shit.
switches just so you could have two copies of that. Get out of here. No,
Hell, I can't
real
believe
talk about Ghost Recon though. Ghost Recon was one of my favorite franchises. Wildlands, that is not a Ghost Recon game.
I don't know, it looks like Division, but in a better environment.
I mean,
Yeah,
hell,
You
that's
that's
can
all I wanted. Hell, I like
you
the
can
division
actually
a little bit. And they said that it's not like HP based. It's like headshot is a headshot. It's not like emptying 2 clips into somebody's cheek and the motherfucker's still living.
I know I can like
well,
snipe people from 2 miles away and not even play the game.
Now there's
That's
no
like I was telling.
multiplayer,
Remember I
right?
was talking about the dark
Oh,
zone.
on
Motherfucker stick his gun through the safe zone into the dark zone and can shoot you.
yes, I remember that.
Fucking bullshit, man.
Now, Matt, you were asking about there's no online on for Wildlands.
Yeah, it's just co-op, right?
It's
think it's
online.
It is
always
PvP
online.
has been confirmed. There is
It is
PvP.
Oh, okay,
there's
okay,
PvP and online co-op. You
Yep,
know,
online
for
co-op and PvP servers. Yes.
okay.
See, that might be
so
kind
now,
of dope, right?
see now
Yeah,
Matt
yeah.
changes his tune.
I
I want to
would
get the game.
I would rate it. Like I
I'll
said,
give
it's
it a
the
meh.
division. The
A
division
meh.
got all the same stuff.
Go to Matt.
Oh shit.
Now, Matt, if
I'm
you
still
had,
hyped. I want that game bad as fuck. So
now Matt, if you had the option, if to get Neo or Division
It's not
Wildlands,
division. Nope,
he
not
said
nope.
Division.
division. Oh
I said
Oh,
shit.
Division. I
He.
mean, Ghost
I
Recon
have faith
Wildlands.
in it because they're
Which one to
keeping the
get?
Ghost Recon title. It's not its new, standalone IP like Division ones. They're keeping it Ghost Recon. They're
Right,
just
it's
making it
Ghost
more of an
Recon.
open world thing. So
Headshots is
I'm
headshots,
keeping
bitch.
my faith that they're not going to f up, Ghost Recon. It's been around for so long. Please.
Remember,
Mike,
headshots in Ghost Recon, dude.
Mike, I'd be getting Ghost Recon, and I'd buy 4 copies of Power Rangers before I get Neo.
Mike, like,
Catch me outside. How about that?
Why did you put that one in there?
I know. You know why? Okay, all right.
So I'm willing to bet that Neo will have better reviews than Ghost Recon.
You think
Oh, without a
so?
doubt,
Hold on,
Ooh.
you
without a
want to
doubt.
lock that in?
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll lock that in.
All right,
Ghost Recon doesn't look that
that's
good.
locked in. I'm locking you to it.
He's like, is that your final answer?
Hell yeah, is that your final answer? Are you sure? Sure.
I'd agree with that.
Mm. So you think Neo would scores would be better than Ghost Recon?
See, I actually thought Neo was gonna score in the 70s, and then it scored a lot higher than I thought it was going to. Because you play the beta, there's a whole lot going on in your like inventory wise, and there's just a lot of stuff to go through in the game. I was surprised that I got that high of reviews.
Hmm. You know, then you got what else came out? Oh yeah, that fucking game that I'm so triggered about, Conan.
I heard the dick physics were 10 out of
That's
10, though.
that was the reason why I wanted Eugene on here so bad. That was the reason why. The dick physics. There is
So,
Terry. You probably will love and hate this feature, but you literally can control like the buoyancy of your dick.
Yep.
I mean, that doesn't. I don't really care about that, but I guess it's about time. I mean, people have been able to, care about boob size and how much boob bounce and everything they have in games for years. Like it's about time. The men got some love.
Yeah, but this
Right,
is
I'm
this is
all about
straight up
it.
dong.
Dude, I'm talking about Swan Song Dong. I mean, you can motherfucking sway to the left, sway to the right, shake it all around and move it all. I mean, it's weird. And I thought Eugene would get a kick out of that. Like, he would, like, go out and buy that shit immediately. Uh,
Oh shit.
What?
yeah, you know Eugene like dick physics. You know he do. He watching right now.
Oh, you
That's why
know
he
it,
ain't
do.
commenting, because he know it. That shit, and you can like there's sliders for it. I wish there was
Wait,
like
are they so gonna try to do like that propeller spin or whatever in like 4K?
what is it called? Do the helicopter spin. Do the helicopter spin.
The meat
Like Terry,
swing.
what you doing? What the fuck? Why are you not moving? Her head is spinning and shit. Like helicopter spin. Helicopter. I wonder, can you control vein levels? I need to check that in the options. I want the
Mm-mm.
veiniest dick
Oh,
in
jeez.
motherfucking Conan
No.
universe. I want my shit to look like a Persian map.
Uh-uh.
Oh no.
I know, Matt, man. I gave myself one, dude.
I wish I was in control of that damn soundboard so bad.
I'll give myself another one, dude.
You gotta get yourself a call. I'm stupid.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna give myself one of those too.
Cole, you stupid.
Oh shit. All right. Yeah. So, but I was pretty upset about the game. Though. I mean, outside of dick physics, I know Eugene's hype. Um, it's so poorly put together. Like there are some things I do love about it. Like the graphics itself is good, but like the execution is kind of bad. Like you look in the distance and you'll see people fighting and shit, and then you'll see this deer literally slide across the fucking landscape without moving his legs. And it just looks so bad. It takes you all the way out. No immersion. Rabbits can like fucking teleport through rocks and shit. It's like so bad right now. But I'm pretty upset. I think I paid $29.99 for it. I
Oh
might
wow.
return it because Steam lets you return shit. So I
Okay.
may return it and get my motherfucker. Hold on, let me play that soundbite because this is how I feel right motherfucking now.
Bitch, I want my motherfucking money back.
I got you so hooked on that.
Hell yeah, that's my favorite one right now. That's how I feel
I
about
introduced
GameStop.
him to YouTube glory,
Bitch, I
and now
want
he's
my
hooked.
motherfucking money back.
uh, you know, anything else? Anything else that you just recently purchased or you saw that just came out that you wanted?
No.
No, I did
Nothing.
pre-order for Honor.
Did you play the beta?
I played the alpha, so I didn't need to play the beta.
Oh yeah, I played the beta a little bit. Um, I was real hype at first, but then after I got after I played the beta, I got mixed about it. It's like some things I really love about it, and some things kind of turned me off a little bit. Um, the multiplayer, I love that aspect of it. I love that aspect of that battle. But sometimes, if you're fighting and you have a dumbass on your team, two of the other opposing teammates can come up and just like fucking wreck you, like no problem, because it's like real battle. It's not like Street Fighter and shit. So you get hit a few times, you damn near dead and shit. And I kind of was
Yeah,
pissed
but you
about that.
don't,
I got a little frustrated, but once I got better teammates, I started to love it more. I don't know. Was that
you
something
don't
that you
have to do
experienced,
that
Terry?
mode though. I mean that's doing the 2v2s or whatever. You don't have to do 2v2. You can do one-on-ones. You don't have to deal with that.
Oh, you can do one-on-ones. I didn't know that.
There's
I
there's
don't think
there's
they had that for the
one-on-one.
beta. I think it was just the 2v2s they had unlocked.
Okay, well, on the alpha they had the one-on-one, they had the 2v2, and then they had their, I don't remember what they called it, but the really big one where you have to like capture points. I don't know what they call it in that game. They
Hmm.
had they had that other mode too that you could try out. But yeah, so for multiplayer going forward in the final game, you can do 1v1.
Hmm. Okay. Because that I thought that would be more interesting with a one-on-one, because then it's all truly all about like your Twitch skill. Being able to block on the fly and parry and shit. Um, I think that would be great on the one v one. Have you guys had a chance to test it out? I think it was just me and Terry who tried it.
I'll try the open beta.
Open beta is when? Do you know?
I think it's the 8th and 9th or
I'm about to
something
look it
like
up real
that.
quick. Open beta. Let's check it out real
Yeah.
quick because I
It's
need to know because
a good
I think they
fighting
said all the
game.
modes were unlocked during that.
Definitely got to be strategic. You got to you got to have environment awareness. You got to know where you are at all times. One of the biggest mistakes you could make is not knowing where you are and step off the cliff or something. So you definitely need to be aware of your surroundings at all times.
Yes. Every time I see someone die, they're always like falling off a damn cliff.
I always
I'm
get fucking
interested. I
jumped.
just don't know how long. What's the longevity of the game? Can you?
Yeah,
Especially
because
You
it's
with all
like,
know.
the
is it
other
more
games
to it?
coming
Is there a
out.
story?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a campaign. They just only focused on the multiplayer for the alpha and the beta.
But I
But do you
mean,
think the multiplayer is gonna last a while?
Yeah, people they're super into it and they are very competitive about it.
I have a
Okay.
feeling the campaign is going to be like Timefall, where just
Yeah,
Basically, the same thing
the campaign
as.
people might play it, one time and they probably won't touch it again. But that multiplayer, there's a lot of people that really really like it.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Because like I said, I had a love hate with what I played. It was just like some of it was great when I had good teammates, and then when I had people who were like fucking AFK during a battle, I'm like, dude, I'm getting my ass handed. I'm getting my booty clapped out here. God damn, can you fucking get back to your goddamn controller? You know what I'm saying? I'm getting fucked up. It's like, because I think I went into some 3v3s as well. And it's just like, I'm battling for my life by myself. Take down two, and then the one dude hits you with the fucking one hit and you're down. God
Mm.
damn. I was kind of frustrated with that part of it. Um, that was the day one until I played it, and now it's like I'll wait till the reviews come out, or I'll wait till Terry plays it. I'll watch your stream and see you rage quit on that shit.
Oh, it's definitely a rage game. You have to. It's just, there's so much to it. It's very strategic. You have to know which move to do, when to use the certain kind of counters. It's not like your typical like hack and slash game. You have to know what move to use and when. You have to time everything right. So it's very strategic.
Terry
And
just
just make
fucking
sure you don't back off of a ledge.
Terry motherfucker fall off a ledge and she be like,
Bitch, I want my motherfucking money back.
The game is more for my husband than myself. He's the bigger fan of it. I mean, he loves fighting games like that. He was a huge fan of Rise Son of Rome. So
oh yeah,
this
Oh, me
one
Rise, yeah.
too.
so
I
so
love that.
this one is something that, he's been super hyped about. He played both the alpha and the beta. He loves it. So he's gonna be playing this a lot. And I
You
see
should
he just
try.
tuned into the stream. Hey, how you doing? He's overseas right now, so he's
What?
able
Hold
to
on.
get a decent internet connection for the moment.
Oh shit, Howell is in the building. Uh,
Oh well.
You made it.
what's up, man? I'm just bullshitting with you, man. Glad you made it to the show. You know, Terry, you're gonna ask for your fucking money back. I already know. You're gonna be like, "Fuck
No, because even
you."
even if I end up not liking the game, I know that based on as much as he's been playing it, he loves it so much that it's money well spent because he loves it so much. I mean, even in the chat, he's like he loves that game. So it's
February 9th is the open beta, y'all. So if y'all want to jump on that, those of you who are watching, if you want to jump on that February 9th, you might as well go to what is it, Ubisoft.com, and just kind of check them out. Sign up for the open beta, and come at me, bro. I'll throw my motherfucking Steam name in the chat. You can come at me if you ready. You put that shit in there. These motherfuckers ain't ready. Hold on, Mike. I got you, Mike.
Yo.
Catch me outside, how about that?
Right.
he wants to use his sound bite so much that he has to like
Yeah.
work so hard to make it happen.
um. Okay. All right. So you know what? Let's since we're just kind of discussing general shit, let's just move on to the next segment here, which is kind of like our open discussion. We just basically just gonna go with the flow. Is there any topics that you feel like we should be focusing on, or something that we missed out throughout the week? Because I know we had a bye week because I had some family issues and shit like that. But everything is kind of squared away now. Is there something that you want to talk about, you guys? Preston,
Nah, I'm good.
I'm
you
good.
good?
I'm
What
always
about you,
good.
Thanks.
Mike? I know you want to talk
I'm
about
good.
Power Rangers some more.
I'm good on Power Rangers.
If Mike ever, if Mike ever tells me to buy a trash game again, it's not gonna be pretty.
Oh no.
I, how about this? I'll open this up. When are you going to step up there, Danny, and play some Resident Evil 7? You are mad.
Oh, he put me
You
on
are
the
mad.
motherfucking spot. Oh
Boy,
shit.
I mean,
All right.
Spider Mikey's boy.
Like we had this discussion, like literally right before we went live, and I was telling them how I'm scared as a motherfucker. I'm a scary ass dude. I still haven't hit play on the fucking demo. I just like I, I don't know if I'm ready. It's like it's just everybody's talking about how fucking scary this goddamn game is, especially with like the VR shit.
Oh, dude.
People talking about they
I can
changing their
see
fucking
that.
pants, they playing it with diapers on and shit. I'm like, what? You can't fucking do it. And then Mikey's like, yeah, are you gonna step up? You gonna be a man and hit the fucking button? Terry's like, fucking grow a pair and hit the button. I'm like,
I'm not never saying that.
yes.
I'm just saying
You
it's
did.
not as
Yeah, you
scary
did,
as
Terry.
people make out. Because when it comes to scary games, I can't handle them. I just can't. Um, this one is not that scary compared to other ones I've done. Like literally had other games where I play for like 10 minutes and I can't. I'm done. I turn it off. I'm done. This one, it's not that bad. It's not that
It's not
bad.
that bad.
People are making it sound way scarier than it is. I could see it being super freaky if you're doing the VR, but if you're not doing the VR, it's not that bad. I mean, yeah, it's gonna have your jump scare moments, but it's not over the top.
I mean,
It's not as bad.
Terry, how long have you actually played the game? So I
I'm
actually
two
know
hours
just
in.
how.
I'm 2 hours
Yeah,
in. It's not that
you-
bad so far.
just 2 hours.
Terry about to be fucked up on the stream next time she playing Preston. She gonna make a laugh. She gonna be like, this ain't shit, and she gonna see something that's gonna fuck her up.
Well,
I
they've
can't
already,
wait.
spoiler alerts. They mean spoiler alerts, but they've already, shown, people, getting decapitated, and you're watching yourself doing it to yourself. So I mean, that it can make people squeamish, but I mean, it's still not that bad.
Ah, my God! I gotta get the fuck off the stream. Cut, cut. Ah!
She hasn't even gotten into the main monsters of the game
Yeah.
that pop
See,
up
yeah,
out of
she
nowhere
ain't
and
nowhere
actually
yet,
attack you.
right?
You
She's
mean
She
little
ain't.
black blobby dudes? Yeah, I've encountered them. They didn't even scare me when he popped up. I saw him oozing off the wall, and I was like, "Oh, what's that?" I shot him, and I walked away. I didn't care about him. I was more concerned about the other guy chasing me down the hall.
Like I said, just wait till you get further in the game.
I mean,
That's
I,
what I'm
I
saying.
ran
Terry
into
brain as
Daddy.
fuck
I
right
ran into
now.
Daddy, and I killed his punk ass with a goddamn knife. Okay,
Till,
I didn't
till
give a
she see
shit.
that fucking
That's I
little
killed him
dog
with the
start
knife
following
too.
her and shit.
That's how I
But
killed that old guy. He was driving the car
Yo,
and I was
Daddy.
stabbing him.
Yo, Daddy.
Uh,
She killed him with a knife, and she's like, "Catch me outside."
Hell yeah. she she hit that motherfucking punch button twice and was like,
Catch me outside. How about that?
oh shit.
Dogfish, welcome to the show. I hope you're doing well. And Joel did ask a question. I mean, he missed our conversation on it earlier, but he
Right?
wanted to
He
know
did.
real quick how he felt about Wildlands. Like he
Wildlands,
missed the headline.
like I said, me and Terry are hype about it. I mean, they got the PvP, they have the co-op. Terry, if you get it for PC, you should hop on it with me and shit. Check it
Is
out.
that a Play Anywhere game? Do you know? Because if
You
Microsoft
know what? I'm
ends up
not
making it
sure.
a, if they
It's
make it a
not.
Play Anywhere, then
It's
I would have it covered for sure.
it's not yet.
It's not yet. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna
Nope.
say because shit. My boss, he buying it too and shit. I'm gonna run a couple of rounds with him too. But yeah, Wildlands. Like I said, I know. I think we talked about comparing it to the Division. Um, I kind of see where you get that comparison because it's like dudes with fucking backpacks and guns. But it's
But
different because the shots count. Like this is like Ghost Recon, so it's like real
Well, I
guns, not
mean,
like you
spoiler alert: the real military in real life do wear backpacks. Oh my god.
truth.
My
the
husband's got
people.
one. It's camo. People, can you believe that?
Well, I'm
Shocker.
It's
talking
got
the
My Little
people
Pony and
who.
Sonic on the back of it.
Well, I mean, if you play the beta, apparently a lot of people who play the beta is calling it the division. The people who have actually played the game, they're calling
Yeah.
it the division.
I've seen that on Twitter.
I've seen people all over other game groups saying that.
No way though, cause like when the dude shot that sniper, it like killed him. Like in Division, if you got a sniper, you got to unload like 16 rounds to the back of the dude's head before he goes
If
down.
they f this game up and they make it play like Division, I will be very very disappointed. Very very disappointed if they do that. I'm hoping they're not going to do that.
Fucking money back.
Exactly. I will be furious if they go and they made that mistake. But I have not played it myself. I haven't looked at any gameplay. I'm really adamant about not looking at stuff like that. If it's a game I want, I'll wait till it comes out because I don't want to start getting any kind of biased opinions.
Didn't he end
So,
up like didn't he end up like Danny playing dick physics?
but
Yeah, man, I definitely should have researched that because when I saw that, I was like,
That game's getting horrible reviews, man.
Dude, it pisses me off to no end. Like, dude, if you have a sharp, armored fucking sword, a badass sword, if I hit you with that motherfucker more than 2 times, you should go down. In Conan, I literally have to. It takes 20 minutes to down another motherfucker when you hitting them. You just sitting there whacking each other like you fucking jagging off and shit. Like what the fuck is? It's like wow. It's
They
like
gotta
it's
show
like.
off the div physics somehow.
That
Yeah.
that is the
Dude, and it
problem
blows
with
in the
early
wind. Like,
access.
what kind of dick blows in the wind? Oh, light dick ass motherfucker. What kind of dick blows in the wind? It's like they put the cloth physics on the dick.
Well, I mean, if it's like a tornado wind, I can see some dicks flying in the wind.
I just couldn't believe that. I mean, I thought it was funny, and like I said, I instantly thought Eugene because he was so triggered about those dudes wanting dick physics on old boy on Street Fighter.
Urian, whatever his name
Urian,
is.
yeah,
Oh my
because
god!
he has
Don't
a
even get me started on that
loincloth.
Uriah thing.
He has like a loincloth outfit number 2,
Exactly.
I
where he
don't know.
has
I think
sideball.
this is a question that should be going towards Joel. I mean, he's a Navy man. He knows. If there's anyone's gonna know dick physics, it's gonna be a Navy man.
True.
All
He
that
does.
fucking
He
semen.
sees so many of them every day. I mean, he's seen so many. Just part of his job. He doesn't even care anymore. It doesn't even phase him.
It's
So I
just
mean, if anyone
constant
knows,
semen, 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 semen.
he's in their hashtag dick physics matter.
Oh shit! Howell gets one, and he ain't even in the chat.
Cole, you stupid.
Oh my
Man,
god! How do
He's
you
like,
I
earn
how
mean,
one
strong is
as a
the wind?
guest?
from the sounds of it, it sounds like they did hair physics for the dick. That's all they did.
It's dude. I'm telling you, man. They literally put the cloth physics on the dick. Cause you're like your little ripped skirt that you wear and shit flaps the same way your dick does in the wind. Dude, that how bad is that, Preston? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like a Trump strip club. What would you rate
That's I don't know. That's probably a 12.
that? Oh shit. Yeah, I've been pretty triggered about it for the last couple of days and shit. I'm like, you know what? I'm about to return it. I do like the building though. It's like Rust and those other games, H1Z1, 7 Days. It has that kind of like survival. That part I do like. I love that you can stack foundations, so you can build like giant walls and giant entrances and shit. Um, that may be something that you and Joel like, because
No,
the building is pretty
I'm not
good
big.
though.
I'm not big on survival games like that. And
Does he like them? You like them, Joel?
the only one that he likes was Ark. The other ways he doesn't play them.
Oh yeah, if he likes Ark, he'll definitely enjoy
No, the
Conan's
only
building.
reason why he liked Ark is because there's dinosaurs. That's the only reason. There's dinosaurs in it.
That's
Give
why I
him a
bought
game.
Ark.
It could be the crappiest indie piece of shit game. If there's dinosaurs in it, he's gonna buy it anyway.
So if it's like
Wasn't
Barbie Dinosaur Hunter and shit, he's buying it.
Yeah, pretty much.
This motherfucker. Please say it ain't
Terry? Wasn't
so.
Terry? Wasn't there a game that you just bought for him a while back when he was in California called Jump Rex or something? Because it
Jump
was
Jet
about
Rex? Yeah, that's an
yeah,
Oh,
awesome game. Yeah.
that game was awesome.
Jump
because it had
Jet Rex. What the fuck is
Jump Jet
that?
Rex. Yeah, it's
so,
a it's a little arcade game. You're basically a little T-Rex with rocket boots, and you gotta go around and
Oh
collect them.
God.
Fun
No,
game. It's fun.
Rocket bit.
it's really fun, Danny.
It's
I
good.
think it's only on Steam. It's really good.
No, it's
yeah,
on console too. It's on
What
Oh,
it's
it
on
console.
is.
Xbox.
what game are y'all talking about?
Jump Jet Rex.
I'm about to look it up real quick. Jump
Yeah,
I got it
Jet
in
I got it
Rex.
on my Xbox.
Yep.
I got it in a humble
That's the only game
bundle,
she
and I'm
got
like,
right
what the
now.
hell is it's very fun.
Yeah,
And
see, look right there. He says, "I would play the shit out of Dinosaur Adventure Barbie."
Oh my God. Are you
Sounds
fuck?
legit.
Cole, you stupid.
Okay, I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at a video of Jump Jack Rex. It's like, what the fuck is this shit? What the
It's a fun
fuck?
game. It's a fun game.
It's
It's a
like
platformer
it's
with
like
a
if
dinosaur.
a Tyrannosaurus Rex had a fever dream. What the fuck? Dude, you should see this boss dude. It looks like a sideways pussy. What the fuck?
This man's been
What?
playing dick physics the past couple of days, and he's gonna talk about Jump Jet Rex.
I
Human
literally,
Rex
dude, don't
alone.
fucking judge me, man. I stood in the wind and stared like I was hypnotized. Like, what the fuck? Because I just couldn't believe they put that in there. And you
He's
can make
be
your shit like fucking Byron Long in this bitch. Like you can be Mandingo Warrior.
you're slowly becoming Eugene. You're wanting the dick physics.
He was already
Oh
testing the
shit,
wind with
Eugene,
his
you out
dick.
there, boy. Eugene, he got a copy of Dick's Physics on his PC and shit.
This
He
bitch is
just
All right,
messing.
singing. What the fuck?
real quick question I want to bring up also. It was last week when we were going to do our podcast.
Yes.
Everybody saw on Twitter and social media that Phil Spencer made a comment saying, "Do not pre-order the Scorpio till you see games."
I
What did everybody
mean,
think about that?
if it's gonna be a half gen update, then it's probably just gonna look like 4K resolution, not 4K textures.
Well, yeah,
They're
that's
gonna blow
true.
you guys away at E3. The Scorpio is gonna be a beast.
It's
Man,
only gonna play indies.
it's gonna play indies and
It's gonna
early
play
access
indies at
games.
4K 60 FPS.
Oh, you guys wait.
It's
Just wait.
it's perfect. I mean, that's perfect for Mac that he loves playing his indie games.
Yeah, wait till E3, bro. Wait till E3, man.
I mean,
Until
even if it
E3.
doesn't have any exclusive games for it, I mean, it's still gonna sell well. I mean, look at the Pro. I mean, it didn't have any exclusive games, and people still bought it.
You know what's gonna happen? Phil Spencer's gonna come out and he's gonna be like, "Here is the Scorpio,
It's
and
a
our first
PC.
release is a 4K controller." No
Scorpio is basically
games.
gonna be like a PC that you can just mod. That's all it's gonna be.
Eh. I think that's why they
So,
tried to merge the division on that, Windows 10 type shit. I think that's why they started with the Xbox One because they're gonna do like PC, and hell, their
They did
system
that
could
because
be,
their games
you know,
weren't selling.
well that too. You got to open up that market. Plus, like fuck Eugene. He always talk about how PC players just steal shit. We don't ever buy anything. Yes, the fuck we do. Because if we didn't, there would be shit on PC. So fuck you, Eugene. You get another shout out. You know what I'm saying? You know what, Eugene? If you got a problem with me right now,
Catch me outside. How about that?
all right.
Phil said, who cares what Phil Spencer says because he's Xbox for life."
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. What he said, a lot of people kind of took it. I don't know if they took it. I think you could take that any certain type of ways. It could sound like he doesn't have faith in the system, or it could just sound like he's just like, yo, don't try to get super hype about it until you really see it, because it may not be what you think. And he's just trying to build that realistic expectation, because they fucking Sean Murrayed it, talking about it's the strongest shit on the planet, and then now they got to dial it back and say, well, you can play Division on it. So it's like, I don't know. I think he's just trying to create a realistic expectation. It's not going to be this huge leap. Yes, it may support 4K. I think it's what, checkerboard format or something like that.
It'll have checkerboard apparently based
Fire.
Yeah,
on.
I mean, but you know what? That shit is like irrelevant. I mean, when they argue about a checkerboard and motherfucker, this shit is still pretty, regardless if it's
Oh,
checkerboard,
it is.
triangles,
No,
a
the
thousand
problem is
circles.
the problem
Shit.
is how Microsoft was talking about PlayStation. Checkerboard not true 4K. They're touting true 4K. They can't be using no fucking checkerboard.
Exactly. So that's the thing that got me a little triggered
Their
because
their marketing for it has been horrible if it ends up being like that.
you remember, Preston, when they first started
But I
marketing it,
mean, you
Scorpio,
look at the
they
Xbox division though; they're all hypocrites. So
Don Matrick did it best.
We have a
but you
system for
I.
you who do not have the internet. It's called the
You know what
Xbox
though?
360.
He was not lying. They should have
What?
kept Don.
Yeah, that's true.
Deal
He
with
never
it.
With
lied.
Don, there was still Fable, and there were still all these other, games and developers that were around. What has Phil actually done? I mean, everyone says he saved the Xbox. What has he done?
He
See, I'm
stopped
with
the
Exactly.
you on that
bullshit
one, Matt.
policies from the beginning when they first announced it. That's the only thing he did.
It's it's still going on though. Almost
And he's
every game
bringing
people
PC
play, you
games,
have to be online.
and he's bringing
Yeah,
PC and mobile games to Xbox.
they have DRM on fucking apps.
Yeah.
I can't even play
What?
Hulu, and I'd be trying to play Hulu, and they're like, put a disc in. I'm like, what the fuck?
That is, dude. I would be so triggered
This
if
shit
I
makes
gotta
no
put a disc in for
sense.
YouTube. I would be
They've
triggered.
done. They've asked people to do that before.
What? No way, dude.
I've never had that.
I haven't had it happen yet.
Hold on, Preston. You trolling like a motherfucker right now. You
Look it
gotta
up.
be, dude. Hell no, man.
Look it
Hell
No,
up.
I
no.
saw it with Netflix before. That's true.
Netflix, Hulu, they've all done it because their apps. Apparently, I don't know what the hell's going on. They
Well, that's
need
not
a disc.
Microsoft's fault. That's them messing up their apps when they give them to them.
So can
No,
you play a game
if they're
offline right
asking for
now?
disc, that's not Netflix fault. Netflix don't have no fucking disc.
Well, yeah, that's
Hulu
true.
doesn't have no discs.
That's true.
YouTube has no discs. Why would they be asking for discs? They're not a Blu-ray player. I mean, it's like on Xbox, you gotta download a Blu-ray app just to play Blu-ray players. It makes no fucking sense what they're doing with the console.
Is the app free or is it like $2.99?
It's free,
Oh,
It's free, but I mean, why isn't
but
it there to begin with? It
ex-
makes no sense.
Wait,
I
hold on,
do agree.
Austin. Why am I not triggered? What about Xbox? Hey, I'm not triggered, man. I'm a PC dude, and soon to be Switch dude. Me and Matt, and
I'm buying a Switch.
Everything has its pros and cons, though. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
everything. I mean, I was having, triggered moments with my PS4 the other week because they have a design flaw in the damn thing where the eject button on front actually runs to the bottom, and it's like, so depending on how you have your PS4 sitting down, it actually will eject itself constantly. So you have to fix the button so that way it doesn't do that because they fucked it up when they made it.
See,
Lay this
Austin,
on the side.
I'm not triggered. Terry is.
All right, so I mean, Xbox has a coding problem, I guess, where they ask for a disc when they don't need one, and Sony doesn't know how to make an eject button. So, they both fucked up.
Catch me outside. How about that?
Why I said poor Terry. He's always having
Right.
problems.
They know when
Oh,
Terry's
he was
triggered and
there. He
shit.
was there because I was trying to play freaking Uncharted. I was like, okay, we're gonna do this fight. PS4 ejected. I'm like, you piece of shit. I put it back in. PS4
They
ejects it.
they
Put it
want
back in. He fucking ejects it.
they want you to buy the thing to lay this on the side. That's why.
So that's why I
Joel
suggested
said, "Dear
put no.
Lord,
Did you
15
ever
seconds download."
have you ever seen their limited edition consoles? They're all to set up on their sides. They're not
That's true
set
though.
lay flat.
Joel
I
said,
mean,
what do you say,
it's a
Matt?
design flaw, but I think that's what they were meaning for the console to do. They should have included a side thing with the console. That's where they fucked up.
Joel said the app for the Blu-ray player is free. He said, "Good Lord, people, it's not going to fuck you up for downloading for 15 seconds."
I mean, you
I mean, that's
shouldn't have to
true.
have internet to play console. I mean, PS4 fucked up too. I feel bad
Yeah,
for
that's
people in
true.
countries with no internet.
They
They can't even
almost had
buy
to
a
with the
console.
Pro. They were going to make the Pro region locked. They were going to go back to region locking their games, but then they decided not to do it. But they almost fucked up by doing that.
Well, they had the same policies as fucking Xbox did when they first started mixing up, those two consoles and talking about specs and shit. They had the same shit. The always online, the fucking fuck you over policies and shit. The shitty ass DRM. But then, I think what they did was they saw what Microsoft was doing. And see, here's the difference between what Microsoft and Sony does. Sony has good PR people, and they also have people who understand media. And, they reach out, they do polls and shit like that, and they see that, people didn't want that fucking online shit. They didn't want not being able to trade in games and shit. So Sony kind of were like, let's kind of back off of that and let's see what Microsoft was doing. Microsoft was full steam ahead. What's his name that said the fucking Xbox is 360 is the one for offline players? What's his name?
Matt,
Don Matrick.
yeah.
Don fucking Matrick. When he was talking about the policies, he was like, he was Trumpian with his shit. He was like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, we always online. Suck a dick. You either gonna buy it or not. And then that one, I guess, hardware developer came out and had that deal with it. Remember that shit that came out? Um, I think they handled that different because Sony actually reached out and saw that it polled really bad. People weren't fucking feeling those policies. At least not right now. We're not at a state where we can have like everything digital. And
I
Microsoft doubled
mean,
down. And plus, they thought gamers want to watch fucking football while playing Dark Souls, which was the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Because if
I'm,
I'm watching somebody get intercepted, I'm also wrecked in motherfucking Dark Souls. So, so I couldn't understand that part of it. And Phil Spencer, when he took over, he just immediately killed those policies, and I think that's why everybody kind of praises him on that, because they're like, shit, he stopped those shitty ass policies.
I
With the
mean
camera
the
having to be on there. You remember that shit, where the camera had to be in it, or it wouldn't work, or some shit like that.
Right. I remember
The thing that hurt them with their marketing is they originally said that the Kinect camera was going to be on 24/7 or whatever, and the moment that they said that, that killed their marketing. Everybody got upset. They didn't want to worry about people like watching them or something when they're not even
Right, because
using
if they go to
it. And then that's
motherfucking
when most of the
Pornhub,
Xbox community jumped ship to PS4.
like
right,
how
Was with that.
you're not
And then
gonna
they
watch me
fired
jag.
him. And then they
how
fired that guy because he done fucked up. Because they're not doing that. So he basically killed their entire marketing right then and there. The Xbox suffered for it because that one guy said that shit.
Their
I remember
marketing
that.
hasn't improved whatsoever, though.
no, their marketing's straight trash.
It's the worst I've ever seen, ever, from any
We got
company.
we cancel Scalebound, but here's a red and gold controller.
Cancel
Suck
Scalebound because it's for
my
the
dick.
gamers.
It's for the gamers, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
we
the
cancel
marketing for it.
Scalebound for the gamers.
Hey, I'm still gonna go on. Maybe they didn't want it to be a No Man's Sky situation, so they saved us from that bullet.
No, you
Okay.
know what
They should
Microsoft
have
should have
said that
did?
then.
They should have stepped up and gave them the resources that they need to polish it, instead of just being pissed because it didn't reach, whatever timeline they had for the game. They should have stepped up and said, you know what, we do need first party games. We need games that are representative of what Microsoft brand has to offer. And we're going to double down on it. And see, that's where Sony is different than Microsoft. And I think that's where people draw that stark contrast. Sony is willing to kind of invest in that IP. Look what they did with Bloodborne. They took that developer who does Dark Souls and they wanted something all of their own. So they reached out and they gave them like all of the freedom, all of the control, access to all the tools. There's been rumblings, with Microsoft and how they handle Scalebound. There was some things, it was like they had really bad time schedules and they had to meet with investors a lot, which takes away from like people directing the game and shit like that. And that, I think that whole thing became sour. And that's why I don't believe that statement saying that it was best for gamers was a crock of shit.
I mean, the
And
whole
that was
thing,
just
We
strictly
don't
PR
know. We
speak.
the
don't
whole
know how
thing.
much Microsoft invested in that project either. They might have already put a lot of money towards getting it done, and they weren't making the deadlines and getting it done. So maybe they had to cut it because even if they had released it, they wouldn't have made enough to make a profit. They were getting further in the hole.
Here's my thing: cut it when you got a lineup like Sony right now. And this is coming from a PC guy. Sony is killing it, and when you got a lineup like that, you can cancel a game like Neo or something. You know what I'm saying? Because you got shit. Fuck Neo, I got Horizon coming out, and that shit's taking up half of my time. You got games to fall back on.
Yeah, but I
Microsoft, you
guarantee you,
did.
people would still be just as butthurt if Sony came out right now and said, you know what, we're scrapping Horizon. Everybody would be up in arms. They wouldn't give a shit about Neo or anything else coming out. It'd all be hung up on Horizon being
Okay,
gone.
yes, yes, but the difference is
They're not doing
The
that.
outrage won't last as long. See, because you still
I
got
think
shit
it
to
would.
play. No, because
I think it would last.
I
I
think there
think it
would
would
be some
last for a while.
backlash. I
There's
think there
more
would.
hype. There's more hype for people wanting Horizon than Neo.
I can tell
Horizon
you
So
this:
never
the
Horizon never
anger.
looked like trash though compared to Scalebound. Most Sony
Well, see,
games don't
here's the
look
thing
like
though.
that.
Scalebound, I thought it was going to be a masterpiece because it was by Platinum and it's like a actual fucking RPG. And I know the main protagonist was like kind of douchey, but I still think that game was amazing. Just what they showed off. I know the frame rates weren't there, but it was an early look, and you just have to kind of keep that in mind when you're looking at early looks of games and shit. But when they showed it at E3 the second time with the boss battles, the frame rates were great, and
Right.
that boss battle was like straight up complete. Like that was like that looked like it was part of the game. Like that is something you'll experience throughout the story, which means the game was pretty far along. It just
The,
needed that extra help,
to be
from
fair,
Microsoft's end.
the frame rate looked good because they turned off a lot of the stuff in the game.
Well, yeah,
Now,
I mean, you got to show off the best of the best, and that area they were fighting in didn't need like absolutely everything rendered. It was a boss battle, so they kind of kept it kind of tight knit, which was a good idea because that showed you the potential of the game.
Yeah, the game got a huge downgrade after just a year.
now there was rumors, and facts haven't came in yet, but me and Presper were talking to Chris Seeley, that was on our podcast 2 weeks ago,
Yeah, we shout outs to Chris. What's up, Chris? All the
and
throwdown guys.
exactly, and he came at us and told us some possible things might happen. That Platinum was working on Arms while they were
Arms.
working on Spellbound.
Hold up, hold up, hold the fuck up, Mike.
Catch me
I thought we were
outside,
gonna
my
go.
dad.
Yeah, dude, fuck that shit.
We
That
can't go a
arm
whole
shit.
podcast without bringing out
I'm
I
arms.
about
mean,
to
that's
stop the show. That's a guy. I'm about to cut it off. This
to be fair.
motherfucker
Well,
said
Joel doesn't even know
arms.
what this is because he was deployed. So Joel, when
To
Nintendo
be
came out with their great big, they showed everybody with their conference on the Switch. They had this game that they were super hyped for called Arms, and basically,
I'm
think
waiting for legs. That's what I want.
it's so stupid.
Think a fucking telephone cord with boxing gloves.
So, so yeah, so think like your boxing KO fighting game, but you have like these elastic spring arms that come out, and that's their big selling point is your two
Joel,
fighters across the
Joel,
room,
it's
and like
two phone
like
cords, two
so stupid.
headset phone cords on each side of your body with boxing gloves and a mech suit. That's
I'm
what you're
hyped.
fighting in.
I'm hyped. I don't give a
So
fuck.
imagine like imagine doing your Dragon Ball Z like fighting arena,
Do
and you're
not put
just
Dragon Ball Z up in that shit.
your arms are the only things that are coming out, and they're like a spring. It's the
Joel,
stupidest thing
do not listen
ever.
to your fucking wife. It is nothing like Dragon Ball Z. It's balls, but there's no Z or dragon in it. So hell no,
To be
no.
fair, Dragon Ball Z is overrated as shit.
Oh
And,
shit.
oh
Oh
fuck,
damn!
Whoa,
what?
whoa.
Wow, catch me
What?
outside.
Hell
I'm
Catch me
not a fan of
outside,
Dragon
my
Ball Z.
dad.
I never have been, but I know like Joel is a huge Dragon Ball Z fan,
I'm not
and I
afraid to
know
say
Mike
it.
is.
Well,
I ain't
But
Joel,
yeah,
you
waiting
about to be
no.
I
disappointed if
can't
you
stand
think
it.
Arms is like Dragon Ball. You about to
I am
be
waiting no
mad as
4 episodes to
fuck.
see someone fight. That's such fucking bullshit.
It's
Oh
like
shit.
it's like I don't even know how to describe it. It's like I don't even know how to
Motherfucker.
fucking describe it. It's so garbage. It's boxing at a distance.
Like I said,
There
I'm
ain't no Mike
waiting.
Tyson.
Like I said, I'm
There
Day
ain't
waiting
no
for
one.
Mike Tyson
legs
punch out.
so we can fight
Legs.
on
As I said,
arms.
we did say that during
We're
that was
gonna
during the live stream. Press, you had me rolling with that shit.
we're we're gonna start running on our hands and fighting with our legs.
It's the sequels, like the sequel to the hit
That
wonder
device is not allowed.
Arms
Told you
Legs.
that the Switch is not allowed in his house unless Pokemon goes exclusive on it. But wait, I thought you were gonna get it if they had a. I thought because Nintendo usually has a Sonic game on every console too.
Sonic
So
is. I think Sonic Mania is coming out for Switch.
well,
Yes,
he's getting
which is
that
gonna
for
be the shit.
Xbox. He's gonna get that for Xbox, so that won't matter. But if they end up having a Sonic exclusive on Nintendo, I know for a fact he would get it for that.
He would day
Uh,
one,
I
even
don't
Hmm.
if
think
it's
they're getting
Sonic
a
dressed as
Sonic
Barbie.
exclusive.
I don't think I don't think Nintendo's getting any really exclusives really. Besides
No,
Link.
well, they
Well,
got their own
because
Well,
first
no,
party. Their first party's so deep, bro.
they've had Sonic exclusives before, so
I know, but I'm saying right now the only exclusive they really got going for them is Zelda.
Well,
yeah, I
Legend of
don't
Zelda
even.
looks great though, even though
Joel and
Preston
I
said it's
both don't give
empty
a
as
crap
shit.
about Zelda, so they can keep their console.
Oh shit, Nintendo.
Catch me outside. How about that?
All right.
You don't mean you don't
Day
even need
one,
it.
fuck y'all.
You don't even need it to play Zelda. So I mean,
Yeah,
Well,
see?
It's
that's true. You can
true.
get it for
Yeah,
your
it's
Wii U and
true.
shit.
It's true.
Well, why play the 20 FPS version when you can play the 40 FPS version?
it's
Shit.
not even 40. It's still 30,
Yeah.
Oh
It's
shit.
Is it still
and it's
30?
still a
it's
Alright,
and
still
let's
there's
one.
move on. Let's move on. Fuck
and
y'all. Let's move
Oh
on.
shit, Matt
Yeah,
is triggered. He's triggered.
but
and it's still
yes,
hey,
He's triggered.
and it still has frame drops.
exactly. I was like, the people that confirmed it was Digital Foundry.
It's
They
empty as shit and it has frame drops when there's people on screen. No wonder
it's
it's
locked.
empty as
It's
shit.
locked in at 30 frames per second, even on the Switch.
Mario is they said is 60 FPS.
Yeah, it looks like shit too. You move the camera and everything's like breaking.
But the humans. Remember I had
It
that
looks
deep
Oh
like
ass
yeah, I told
discussion.
you
The
about that,
fucking
Joel.
humans.
They went and they took a page out of Sonic's book and they put Mario in like the real world,
But
and
Mario
it's
was from the real world. I know the story
yeah, but
changed, but this
it's just the way that they like the art isn't like Mario art. It's like Sonic art, and it's like got real people and like Mario's himself. But then it's like if he was to have a cartoon Mario standing next to you, kind of a thing. It's like it doesn't makes no
it's
sense.
so fucking garbage. Like every dude that I saw was dressed like a fucking detective. And all the chicks look like fucking 1960s dames and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know, and I think Koopa like actually exists in that world. Like he's like president or some shit. I don't know. It's like what?
President.
I I think Donkey Kong's supposed to be like a mayor. That's why it's called the Donkey. It's like a Donkey Kong reference. The city is.
Oh god, that shit is. I don't know. Like I said, I am a huge Nintendo fan. I know Matt probably disagree right now with me, but Mario. This is literally the first Mario ever, ever. Even when Mario was missing, and that game fucking sucked. The first Mario game I'm not hype about. I can't
Mm.
get that picture out of my mind of human Mario next to a human that's not human, but he's not human. I don't know. It's just too fucking confusing. Uh, I don't get it. It's like even in the like I said, even in the Mushroom Kingdom, humans look like Mario. Like even when he went down the fucking warp zone and ended up in fucking Mushroom Kingdom, humans look like him. So they would look like him in his world. It's just I don't
Joel
understand what's
wants a link.
happening there.
Joel says, "Link me to this blockbuster future Oscar winner right here." He wants a link to here. Let me look it up. Like their trailer or whatever. I'll put a link in there.
I'm telling you, Joel about to be mad than a motherfucker. He about to be mad as fuck.
What
In
was
the
it
But
game,
called? Odyssey? Like it's
yeah,
called like
I was gonna say Lost Odyssey, which was a dope ass RPG, by the way. If you don't have it, get it. It's on backwards compatible,
Mario
y'all.
Odyssey, right?
Yeah, Mario Odyssey.
the gameplay looks good for Mario, but
Yeah, the gameplay
when
looks amazing. But
that's
you
about
know
it.
what, Mario. I've always loved how Mario shaped the world around its platforming aesthetic, and this looks like somebody didn't understand how like Mario is. Like they were like, you know, what would be cool. He's fucking jumping rope with tall humans. No, I don't want to see Mario
Danny,
doing
you'll have
that.
to put it in. It won't let me post links.
All right, let me put it up there. I got you, Joel, man. I got you, bro. Mario Odyssey, pure piss.
They have to copy Sega somehow. I mean,
Dude, that shit is garbage, man. That shit is garbage. And some of it looked good though. Like some of the other worlds look kind of good.
the,
But
the hub word looked horrible.
horrible, dude. Those buildings
Even
was
Matt
like
said that.
horrible,
No,
Matt
Mega.
saw
horrible.
when Matt saw the camera move and like the whole background was the screen tearing. He was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
Right.
there's
There you
There's
go, Joe.
zero anti-aliasing, but I don't think that'll matter much when you're on the handheld.
Oh, Matt was triggered even when we watched
Oh, I hope not. It's
the
only 720p.
when you watched the
Yeah, I don't
conference.
think it'll.
Matt was triggered when you watched the conference.
You know
I
what?
was
Though?
triggered. Remember
I'm.
when I fucking thought 1-2 Switch was Red Dead Redemption?
Oh yeah, that was
Oh
great.
my god, I was so fucking salty.
I had
I
to calm
could
you
not
down.
fucking. I literally stood up. I was standing up when I said this, and I saw those two like cowboy dudes, and they were looking Red Dead Redemption-ish and shit. So I was like, oh shit, Nintendo Switch, Red Dead Redemption, let's go. And when that
What
motherfucker pulled out that tiny ass fucking controller and these numbers like popped up on the screen, I
said
was
draw?
Yeah,
To,
so
instantly
Joel,
triggered.
what
to
he's
be fair,
talking about.
Danny. To be fair, Danny, Rockstar would never do trash like that as a promotion.
I knew it would.
But I thought about that too. I was like, this is a little hokey, but
It's
it's
a
Red Dead
Nintendo
Redemption
thing.
type dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Some shit Nintendo would do.
I was
Danny was
so
on.
fucking mad, dude. Like the Jordan. See that Jordan face is my avatar right now. Let me put it up here so everybody can see it. See that shit? This is
They
who
did.
I was when I fucking. This is why my head is on a Jordan head on the Nintendo Switch, because this is how I felt after the fucking press conference. Uh, when that dude posed and he had zero applause, that summed up the entire fucking press conference. They had Yakuza talking about milking cows. I just, it's just fucking
It
weird.
was bad. It was bad.
They
Those
couldn't get
controllers
Yakuza, so
for a
they hired him.
Splatoon are
So
gigantic. Dude, they were like half his body. That's why he couldn't even fucking pose. It was like he came out with two of them. I'm like, dude, I know you tired as fuck right now, carrying them two big ass guns.
Do you remember when he leaned down after the whole?
Yeah, and everybody in the crowd was like crickets. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Hmm.
That was like right there in the chat. Like, yo, I'm done. He goes, I'm going to bed. He goes, I don't
Yeah,
want
that was like he was triggered. I was triggered.
it. He's like, out, folks. I'm peace.
I just could not fucking believe it. I couldn't believe it. I just could not believe it. And I changed my tune, but you know what? I
Oh, you're
still want
changing too,
Zelda
right?
even at 30 to 20 frames per second at 900p. I still want Legend of Zelda. I still think the game is gonna be amazing.
The game's always gonna be 720p on the screen.
You
Oh, I'm
changed
gonna
the
be
tune
playing it on
real
my
quick there,
TV.
Danny.
Just
I'm
like
It,
gonna be
it,
playing it on my TV.
you'll be playing it on the Wii U resolution on the Switch because it's gonna be the same fucking resolution.
Damn, you're right. You know
yeah,
what I'm
Danny.
saying? I'm getting triggered all over again.
Yeah, Danny. You changed your tune real quick. Even Tony Polanco was going to come on and give you a talking to.
Remember Tony and Chris, boy, they had their guns cocked and loaded. Motherfucking
They're
Tony
like,
came on and
damn,
shit was like,
Catch me outside. How about
damn.
that?
and it was, I didn't bite. I said, dude, you won. I give it up. I'm pissed.
Joel
And
says that's straight up Mario Adventure.
About to fuck up this little girl in this game.
yeah, yeah, man, it's like Sonic Adventure, but replaced with Mario and shit.
That's
Um,
what Austin said. I was like, yeah, that's basically what it is.
but then it's
Just like
kind of like
Zelda's not even original anymore.
low res GTA too and shit. Like it's like
I
yeah, I'm
never seen a
saying it's
trailer
like
for that.
why did they do that? I know it looks like I'm just fucking lamenting on this shit and I keep going and keep, but I just cannot believe that humans would look different than Mario. You can literally have the same fucking buildings and have cartoony looking people coming in and out of them. They could be driving the cars and shit. I don't understand why humans have to be low res GTA humans and shit.
Joel
Because
Uh,
said,
I guess they want it to be like Space Jam. They want cartoon Elmer Fudd next to Michael Jordan. Okay, so that's what they
hell
did.
no.
So they have cartoon Mario next to people.
Joel said it
Hell
makes him want to
no.
go buy a Dreamcast right now.
I'll take a Dreamcast and
You'll
motherfucking
do way
Marvel
better
vs.
games on
Capcom
your
2 and
Dreamcast
shit.
for sure than you will on the Switch right now.
Isn't Street Fighter like HD coming out for the Switch? Like it's like that old one, Street Fighter HD
Yes.
remix.
From the 3D,
It's
from the PS3 and 360, yeah. And even though Street Fighter 2 itself came out like almost 30 fucking years ago.
Damn, I feel
And
old as fuck
apparently the game
because I
cost
remember
forty
playing that shit in
dollars.
the arcade.
yeah. It costs $40
It was cheaper on the PS3
Wait, what? How much
and
it
the
costs?
360.
on the
40
Switch. On Switch, it's going to cost $40.
What?
for a
Dude, I can get that on
25-year-old
Steam right
game.
now for 62 cents.
Exactly.
If I go to G2A right now, I'm about to go to G2A right now and see how much it is on motherfucking PC.
I
Because
mean,
that's some bullshit.
they could even get Street Fighter 4, or at least, like what the.
No, I can go to
What?
GameStop right now, get me a hard copy of Street Fighter 5 for $15.
To be
What?
to be fair, once you switch, it's 50. So
Oh wow.
Are you
It should be
fucking
free.
serious?
That game should be free included with the console, like the freaking bowling and shit was free with the Wii. That's what they should be doing with that BS. That's what
It
they should be
should
doing.
yeah,
be
It should be
banned.
free. If they're
So
gonna,
you're getting
the fact that they made that is just bad. They shouldn't even made it, but the fact that they've already made it, so they should just have that as a free bonus. Throw it in with the console. Don't make people aren't gonna want to pay for that. Well,
I'm telling you.
it'll probably
that's
sell really
fine.
well in Japan, but outside of that, it's no one wants that crap.
Who wants to
I'm
fucking
telling you.
milk a cow for 40 hours?
I do.
Matt
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 does.
does.
He wants to get those
The
hand motions
people,
working.
all the people that sat there and they poked the damn mayonnaise jar. That's what all those people are.
That's all Matt's gonna be able to do in a couple months. I mean,
Guilty.
This
Guilty here too.
They put 20 hours in mayonnaise. That shit is fucked up.
So stupid. Joe
That's
doesn't know
fucked
what that
up.
is. There's a stupid indie game, okay, that people are playing like on PlayStation, where it's just a picture of like a jar of mayo, and all you do
what the
is you
fuck
tap
is
your X
going on?
button like 1,000 some plus times. You're just tapping the jar over and over, so it slowly loosens the lid, and the end game is the lid pops off.
No,
There you
let
go.
don't even
That
pop
is
off.
No.
fucking
Doesn't even
Let
do
don't
that.
even
terrible.
pop.
All right. Well, you're fine. You're just tapping a picture, basically. You might as well
You
just
could.
pull. You might as well just grab a goddamn magazine off a rack and poke the goddamn picture there, because that's as entertaining as that game is. All
Hey,
right.
you could put a bikini on the mayo jar.
Exactly.
Oh my god, are
To
you
put you
serious?
could put a cheetah bikini on it too.
Yeah,
You put a cheetah bikini on
Nah,
it,
hell no, that ain't
and you get to,
working.
it got
and you get
RPG
to poke,
elements.
The game was
and you get to
legit.
poke the jar of mayonnaise with your finger in the bikini area.
Still better than Power Rangers.
Oh shit!
Oh shit, Terry, I gotta do it one more time.
Bitch, I want my motherfucking money back.
Oh my god. He said it's better than Power Rangers? I bet. Because while I was watching that shit, I'm like, where's the combos? This looks like a Facebook game and shit. What the fuck is wrong with this
I mean,
shit?
if you're watching Mike, you're not gonna see no combos because he's not good enough to do combos.
All he does is jump through the level. It's like, dude, are you gonna
Exactly.
be on the ground at any point? Shit.
Hell no. That's my fighting style.
It sucks. Yeah, it's
What the
It whooped Terry's
definitely.
fuck
ass.
is that?
It whooped
The
Terry's ass in Killer Instincts.
Oh my god, Terry, he just exposed you. Wait, what?
getting
Because
online on Killer Instinct
Killer
probably shit.
Instinct, he can just be a button masher. But
But
when
you
we
can
play
cheat
Mortal
too.
Kombat, I whoop his ass. Because I
Oh,
actually do combos and blocking in that game.
exposed.
I think
His
Terry can
ass
kick Michael's
is
ass in any
whooped.
game.
I beat him in every game except for Killer Instinct and Capcom versus Marvel, because those are button mashers, and I need to know actual combos. I can't do button mashers.
Hey, I also beat you in Justice. I also
Yeah.
beat you in Justice.
I
Oh
used to be really good at Injustice, okay? I used to be really good at it, but I hadn't played it in how many years? And then all of a sudden he's like, yo, let's play this game, and I haven't played in several years, and I was like, yep, I forgot how to play it.
You
I
getting that
took the
new one?
best. I'm gonna
Getting
get
that
it.
new one?
Oh, I'm getting it.
I'm getting the new one
I'll
Yeah,
just
get
to
that
it,
see the
but
shit.
I'm not.
story.
I
Yeah.
don't. I'm not going to pay full price for fighters anymore because it's like it's one of those games that you play for like a week or two and then you're done. So
You
it's
think
it's
so?
yeah, like
Uh,
every fighting game I've gotten, it's like I play it for a couple weeks when it's new and fresh, and then it's like it gets shelved. No one touches it ever again.
Oh no, look at Eugene. I mean, he plays it for a year later, all day, every day.
it's,
He plays one. I mean, he loves fighters, but he's all the other ones are shelved. He's only playing Street Fighter.
He plays Killer
So,
Instinct every once in a while.
but it's
I haven't played
just
Killer Instinct for months.
I just don't see fighting games worth $60 because I don't play them
Ooh.
enough.
Now, come on now.
I hated the way Killer Instinct was set up.
Now, come on, Terry.
Which
I
about like
remember
with like
you and
the
I.
free
I remember
character, you
you
have
and
to buy
I.
the shit.
Come
Yeah, and
on,
you
Terry.
gotta pay like $15 for one
The
character.
only way they could sucker me into paying
Fuck.
full price for Injustice 2 is if they gave me like a pre-order bonus that I could play as New 52 Batwoman. Then I would buy it. Other than that, no. That guy.
You and
I don't
Batwoman.
think that's happening. I
She
don't think
went
that's happening.
motherfucker specific. She's like new 52 Batwoman. If I can't play that motherfucker, fuck that game.
But I was going to say, come on now, Terry. You and I, we played Mortal Kombat for months when it first released.
And she was wrecking the shit out of you too.
I
She
did.
was she was kicking my
She was
ass.
kicking your ass. You kept jumping, and you didn't understand that this is Mortal Kombat and that Street Fighter. She was fucking you up. I
She was
know
taking
it.
Casey Cage and showing me a whole new level of Mortal
As soon as
Kombat.
you jump, you get hit with the 10 piece. Like, what the fuck? Because you can
He'd
get
jump up and
juggled.
I jump up and I slam his ass back down. Like, thank you for the assist.
Right. Mike's like, what the
She
fuck
said
happened? It's like,
she
you
slammed
got
my ass back
wrecked.
down and said, "You get the fuck back down there. Take your punishment."
Freaking
I can
shine
see
the blood
Terry
off
saying
my
that
kneecap.
now, motherfucker. Fuck you. Now what? You know.
Catch me
Catch me
outside. How
outside.
about that?
All right, we should move on to the next topic,
Yeah.
so it's not
Um.
a 6 hour podcast.
I was getting ready to segue into the shit. You know what I'm saying? Because let's talk about this story. Kind of circled around. I think Eugene kind of posted it as well, and it is GameStop. The infamous fucking GameStop. I guess a memo leaked about the Circle of Life program that they have at GameStop, and it created kind of a stir. And I think now there's like a lawsuit or something that's happening. And I think it just comes down to like their trade policies, like their trade-in values and their metrics on how they like rate how much they pay for the game. Um, and it got leaked, and people are reading this and they're seeing that GameStop employees are actually purposely misleading the customers on like prices for trade-ins, prices on games, release dates, reserves, and there was another letter that was put out by one of the owners of GameStop, and he kind of condemned it. He was basically stating that this shit only happens at a few stores, and he's trying to like weed out the problem, and he understands that customers get upset and shit like that. What you guys think of that? I mean, like GameStop. Have you ever went to a GameStop and felt like you were cheated or misled?
Yeah,
Yep.
every time you freaking go and trade a game in, you're getting cheated. Alright? You can might as well, instead of going to GameStop and getting 20 cents for your damn game, just take your goddamn games, put them in a bundle, sell them on Craigslist or eBay, and you'll make bank compared to trading the damn things into GameStop. Alright? Don't do
Right.
that shit.
You be like,
You
I
know,
got
to
a
be fair,
PS4 Pro
to
with
be fair,
Just
fucking
bundle
five
there
it and
controllers,
sell it
$20
someplace
trade-in
else. That's
credit.
where you can get your money because it's just stupid. And then and then don't even get me started on the refurbished pieces of crap. All right, I bought a refurbished 360 and the goddamn thing was so fucking broken. The goddamn disk drive didn't fucking work. It pissed me off so much. So
I
never again.
mean, to be
Never
fair,
again will I buy a refurbished, anything. All right, I'll go buy a new one.
their
I
trading
do
values
like
are
their
not much
controllers though.
different than Best Buy's.
What's
I
good,
do
y'all?
like
Can
the
y'all hear
controllers
me?
though.
What's up?
Yo,
Yo, yo,
Eugene.
yo, what's up, Eugene? You made it. You finally made it. You made it at the end,
What
motherfucker.
was it?
What's
Hey,
up,
man, I made it. Still, I
Francos?
made it.
We talked about
Okay.
your dick physics. You missed it.
Oh, for real? Damn.
Yeah,
I keep
you
getting
missed
stuck
it,
in my
man.
nut.
Yeah,
Terry just
we were
doesn't know.
talking about the dick physics is the same as the cloth. so it blew in the wind the same way
For
cloth
real.
would. Yeah, dude. But we'll talk about that. You missed that convo.
Yeah. Now we're getting
But we're talking
into
about
Yeah,
GameStop right
you
now,
know I
man.
get the recap, man. You know I get that recap.
Yeah, you already know. We're talking about GameStop right now. Eugene, you go to GameStop, right? You
Don't
go there a lot.
man, fuck that store, man. On some real shit, yo. Fuck them.
That's what I'm talking
Some real
about.
shit.
Eugene came
Let me
in
tell
and was
you.
like,
Catch me outside. How about that?
Oh, Roy, you got that now? Alright.
I've
Nice.
been running it every 5 minutes. Hold on.
Catch me outside. How about that?
Bitch. But yo, let me tell you how fucked up GameStop is in my area, right?
Yes.
Check this out, right? Now, one of the store managers, right, in my local GameStop, he was kicked recently, right? Because apparently his store was selling too much new product and not enough used.
What?
So his so he got written up. He got written up so many times. He finally quit. He got tired of being written up.
You have a
So
quota
they
to
write you
hit.
up if
If
you
you
don't
don't
make
hit
those
your
sales?
quota, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a police officer. If you don't write enough tickets, you can get fired.
Uh,
Now let me tell you the bullshit right that the GameStop in my area, Ewing Township, New Jersey.
oh, shit.
Oh,
This motherfucker, hold on. Oh, shit.
He needs some milk.
Okay, go
Now you need to
ahead.
hit that expose right quick. Hit that expose.
Hit that expose.
There it is. Now let me tell you what happened. Right, I was on a GameStop website about maybe a year ago, probably a little longer than that. It was sometime in 2016. The Order 1886 went on sale, right? Brand new,
Okay.
$9.99. Pre-owned,
What?
$29, right? So I looked on the GameStop website, right, at the store that I usually go to, and it tells me they had the game in stock. So I'll go to the store, yo. I'll go to the store, yo. Let me get a new copy of Order 1886. Oh no, we don't have that in stock, but we gotta use $29. I'm like, dude, I see the fucking game behind you in the cellophane. Oh man, yeah, man, we can't
Catch me
sell those, man.
outside.
Those are
How about that?
pre-orders. Those are pre-orders. Fuck you mean pre-orders? The game like 4 years old.
Oh, shit. Eugene, just
so, so dude
Hey,
insisted right
GameStop.
that I get it. So he insisted I get the $29 pre-owned game versus the $9.99 new game. It's like, man, fuck y'all. So I goes home, right? I go home, write a little post on Facebook about it, right? And about a week or two later, right, it shows up in a PNC on sale for $5.99. You damn right I got that game. Sons of bitches,
God
man.
damn.
Man, fuck GameStop, man, for real, yo.
You know what? I feel the same way though, man. Because like I said, when I used to go to GameStop, dude, it would just piss me off because it's different here. You know, Indianapolis, motherfuckers is dried up down here and shit. So they dry. You go up in there and shit, and you're like, yo, what's going on? What's the new shit out? And we talked about this earlier. They just refer to their manager. It's like I don't want to talk to that bitch. I don't want to talk to her. Only thing she's gonna try to
Yeah.
do is sell me them fucking Steam cards or whatever those fucking Xbox Live cards and shit. I don't want to know about that. I want to talk about games. I'm in a game store. I want to have a conversation about Zelda or fucking
You know the
Xbox or
fuck. You know. You know the fucking thing about GameStop nowadays. You don't even have video game discussion anymore like you did with EB and
remember
Funkerland,
EB
which is
games. EB games was cracking. EB games was cracking.
you walk in there, yo. I just go to EB Games, right? You just to talk about video games with other gamers and
yep.
the employees. You didn't have to have my money in there to buy nothing. I was just to have a good conversation.
Cause remember they
Now
had
you
the
go to
demos
GameStop.
popping. Demos popping. You could go in there and it'd be always long lines on the demos and shit, so you could have good ass conversations because you can talk about the games that you're currently playing and the ones that you want, and the people behind the counter like fucking cared and like would love to have this discussion with you and shit. GameStop now you go up in there and it's like the fucking shitty ass dude with the blonde tips in his hair and shit. And you're like,
With the
thick
piece of
ass
face
glass.
freckles.
Yeah, you're like, dude, hey, what's up, man? What's out now? I don't
Are you
know,
gonna
but
buy
here's our
something?
book. You can take a look and see. Motherfucker, that's
so
not why I asked you. I want to have a conversation. God damn.
You
I
sons of
saw the
bitches.
book. If I shop at GameStop, I know about the fucking book. You know what I'm saying? God
Yeah.
damn.
Like when I go to GameStop now, right? I feel pressure, yo, to sign up for some bullshit that they know I don't give two fucks about. Would you like a
Oh shit, Joel's
GameStop
age
reward
showing. He
card?
said Funko Land. His age is showing. Go ahead, Eugene.
Would you like a GameStop rewards card? Would you like Sci-Fi magazine? Would you like head for the prostitute? No, bitch, I want to buy a video game and fucking leave. I don't want to come in here, pick out a game, and then spend a half hour trying to get you to shut the fuck up. For real. I want to come in here to spend my $60 for some of a game and buy the rest later via DLC for you to have me sitting here in line telling me about some promotion that I could give a fuck less about while everyone else behind me is already pissed off because you're sitting here running your fucking mouth instead of ringing up my shit and let me leave.
Oh shit.
Damn. Eugene's triggered.
Tell us how you really feel.
Man,
Holy
you,
shit.
I mean, I'm one of the biggest defenders of GameStop, but I can't defend this. This is bullshit.
Yeah, this circle of life shit, the way that they do their metrics is just like, because it's like a bunch of pages of the metrics, and it's so weird how they calculate the prices of these games. It's like if a game came out 2 days, if been out for 2 days, but it's not a hot item, they raise the price of it because they want to build rarity. And then if the game is hot and it's a lot of copies, they try to, like, I don't know, milk the used price of it. It's just so confusing and weird, and I think that's why the fucking employees are mad themselves. Because when somebody asks, "Hey, how much do I get for this PS4 Pro?" and they tell them $30, and like, "What
Yes,
the
I was
fuck you
50.
mean $30? This shit only been out for a few months. $30 for a PS4 Pro?"
Yo, yo, Dan, let me tell you the bullshit the GameStop smart area do sometimes, right? Let's say a brand new game comes out, right? You know what GameStop would do? They will open that game, right, and have a pre-owned sticker on it for $54.99 and sell it as pre-owned, knowing it's a fucking brand new product.
Yep, robbing the companies. And that's kind of unfortunate, but that's why they lost a lot of business. I mean, Preston, you said you still shop there, right? Like, that's where you go. You still go to GameStop?
I don't know how much longer if they're
Oh
gonna keep doing
shit!
this.
Like, yo,
See,
I
they
bear
never done
witness
it
to
to
the,
me, but if they're doing it to other people, I don't accept that.
Yeah, man, they're like, and that shit got like, like, it's true when the head of fucking GameStop division and shit was just like, he was on it. Like, he had his PR person out. He wrote a personal letter stating that he don't agree with this shit, and he's gonna try to clean up the philosophy of it. And it's just like, wow, But me and Eugene, and I guess Terry too. We kind of figured, we know how GameStop is. Those dudes is shady as fuck when it comes to those trade-ins. Some of that stuff, like Madden.
yo,
If you got Madden it came out for a week and you go trade it in, they want to give you like $2 and shit. And you're like,
Madden
that's
ain't worth shit though.
it's
the
fucking
most,
bullshit.
yo, and you want to hear some motherfucked up shit? Yo, I bear witness to this shit personally, right? I went to the midnight release of Grand Theft Auto 5 and also Mortal Kombat X, right?
Yeah.
Both occasions, right? The GameStop employees in the back, right? They take the game out the cellophane, right, and then take the disc, right, and put them somewhere else, and then put the games, the casings on the shelf, right? So I'm like, why y'all doing that? So do proof seller, man. We gotta mark these games as pre-owned. Yo, it's a midnight release, yo. For real, y'all can do this shit in front of us, and
That's
we just
fucked
followed our
up.
orders.
Hold
So
on.
I
How
goes
you
back
gonna
the
have
next day,
pre-owned
right?
copies at the midnight release? Like, what?
Yo, so I goes back
Especially
to
GTA.
so yeah, so yo, I
Yeah.
goes back like 2 days later, right? They had like six, maybe seven copies of GTA 5 pre-owned. Mind you, the shit came out the day before
Dude,
for
nobody trades
50
in GTA though. That's the
for
thing though. Grand Theft Auto's one of those
54.99.
games that don't get fucking traded in.
Hell no. You may not beat that shit in a lifetime, but you don't trade it in.
Hell yeah, that's one of those games you can just keep going back to. You put in 5 minutes, and you put in another 20, and then you come back and put in about an hour or two. You'll never trade that shit in.
Hell to the
Um,
nigga.
See, my
nope.
thing, I think GameStop is starting to hurt, and that's why they're doing all the bullshit they're doing.
But they're gonna
See,
hurt more
because
because now the shit has been brought to light.
they only get $12 from the actual selling of a copy of a game. The rest of it goes to the developer and the people who ship and everything. They
I
But
only
don't
see, but
get
if
believe
they
that.
have
12.
a multiple copies of
I mean,
used
this is
copies,
coming
they can
from
constantly
people
make
within
money.
the. This is who Colin Moriarty is, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
dude
Best
from
He
Buy
used to
is
be
and
part of
cracking.
Amazon,
IGN. Used to be on IGN.
He was describing how it works, like how the $48 goes, they send off, they get $12 for new, and that's why they don't pay you so much for a used copy, and that's why
So
used
you
copies are so much, so they can make $25 back end on a used copy instead of making $12 on a brand new copy, and
so
then
you're
Nice.
telling me
if it's
Best
$40, they still have to give away the same amount of money.
you're telling me
Yes.
Best Buy and Amazon loses money for every new game purchase that they
Best Buy
sell.
and Amazon aren't
Hmm.
only games either, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They
They
can
got shit to
actually
supplement
handle it.
that.
Now,
They're
yeah. Check this out,
losing
right?
money on
Sorry.
every
They're
that
not
doesn't make
losing
Sorry,
sense.
money
Mike.
on the games. They're just not gaining a lot of money and then having all the employees at GameStop. You got employees at Best Buy who sell multiple different things. They don't just do the game area. They
Well,
got
that goes for everything
TVs.
though, not just for games though. Like even for movies. I mean, any store that sells movies, I mean, they're not getting the full profit for selling that Blu-ray.
No,
Yeah,
I mean
but at
that's
Best
why.
Buy I get 20% off every single game that I buy. And if they're only getting $12 for the game, that's more than I'm getting off when I buy games.
But see, Best Buy probably get a bigger percentage of the game though, because they worked it out with those, those people with the IPs. They probably worked out some sort of deal where they do get a bigger cut, so they can offer a better deal. Um, because they probably give the developers or whoever's presenting the game, they probably get a bigger cut too. And honestly, Best Buy has been stepping their game up when it comes to that shit. Like, whenever you ask a gamer, like, where are you trading your shit in, or where are you doing that, and they're like, Best Buy. Best Buy give you all this shit and all these rewards, and it pays to take it to them and shit. I mean, is that I haven't
Mm.
traded games in a long time, but is that true?
Hey, Danny.
Well, Best Buy they also give you with the Gamers Club, they give you an extra 10%. A lot of times too, like buying new games, you get 20% off every game, and you might get a $10 certificate too. So the game costs you about $30 day
Mm.
one.
I mean,
Wow.
GameStop does game sales for $30. They're still not getting the same amount of money. You know what I mean?
I guess that's
But
why
like I
they got.
said, Amazon and Best Buy can handle it because they got so much other shit they're doing.
Well, I
Best
guess they're
Buy's
they're
number one
definitely more
seller
high
is
traffic than like GameStop. Like Best Buy, people are in there not just looking for games and shit. So I guess they figure, hell, the traffic is great, and people if they're in there buying one thing, they're gonna buy another.
Yeah,
games
true.
aren't Best Buy's best selling things either.
No,
Mm.
I
They
think
sell more.
Best
They
Buy
sell a
is
ton
what,
more
music
movies.
and like phones and shit.
Computers and stuff.
Best,
People
Best
use
Buy
Best
is
Yeah,
Buy to
everything
buy their
except
TVs
games.
and their computers. They don't, you know what I mean? That's their big thing.
yeah, they sell everything there. They sell
I,
graphic cards. They
Go there and you buy
sell
your damn refrigerator if you want to.
That's
I think
true.
yeah,
that's why GameStop's been.
five
I
thousand
mean,
dollar fridge.
isn't GameStop? Don't they own Cricket now? Cricket Wireless.
Yes,
I
because
think
they
that's
offer
why they're
those
doing that
phones in the
now because
store.
they're doing bad in games.
Well,
Crickets.
people sick of the shit. You go up in a
They're
GameStop and it's
yeah.
stale as fuck. Even if they wanted to support what they do, when you go into the store, you feel all alienated by the motherfucker behind the counter. You don't
Yeah,
want to go.
See,
no one wants to
Yep.
get small amounts back for a trade. So no one's trading their stuff in. Plus, digital sales are much higher than the hard copies too.
I see.
Right.
I know I haven't chimed in here much.
Well,
I,
digital sales are high now compared
I,
to what they used to be.
I can't say
No one,
that
no,
about
no
my.
one cares, Mike. Continue. Question.
I couldn't say about that about my GameStop, and I'll
What?
still continue shopping them because I like what they do for me. The only thing I dislike is like what you all said about the trade-in. The trade-in value sucks.
I mean, they do the
But
same trade-in value at Best Buy. They all
but
do the
Yo,
same
let
trade-in
me let me
values.
tell you let me tell you something,
now
right? With Game something how dirty them bastards are, right? Who remember Game Crazy?
I remember Game
I
Crazy.
do.
Yeah.
All right, this is what GameStop used to do, right? They would send their employees, right, to Game Crazy, right? Because sometimes Game Crazy would sell a game pre-release, like they break street, like sell it like a day or two early, right?
Right. Right.
So they were saying GameStop employees there at malls, like they go buy these games, and then GameStop will quickly report that store.
Oh, that's shady as fuck.
And
That's
and
shady
during
in the
that
mud.
time, right? And during that time, right, you was getting about maybe 15% more trading value at GameCrate than was a game at GameStop. Like let's say GameStop give you, let's say you buy $6 game at GameStop, right? You go the next day, oh we give you $18 for it. You go to Game Crazy, right? They give you like maybe 35 for it.
Damn. That's
I
fucking
So,
mean,
bullshit.
so I
name me a
lost.
brand
So
new
I lost
game
faith
that
for
GameStop's
GameStop.
offering $18 for.
Damn.
Well, when Street Fighter Five came out, right, last year, 59.99,
That game
right?
had a price drop the same day
Yeah,
it came out,
I'm
almost.
talking about, I'm talking like a week or two after the game came out, right? Pre-owned was 34.99, right? Trading value was 17 something.
Yep.
The next day after release, it was like $17.
Yeah, no one bought it.
I remember going to midnight releases at GameStop, and they'd have the damn trade-in value of the game when it wasn't even midnight yet. The game wasn't even launched.
I know it's like
You know,
what?
you know why? Because they were stealing the games behind the scenes and then putting them back out on shelves as pre-owned.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
that is the shadiest fucking shit I've ever heard, dude. Like, damn, that's just shady ass business practices, man. Like, what?
Yeah, it is
And you
some
know they
bull
kind of get away with
fuckers.
that too, because don't they purchase those copies? Like, those stores, they buy them at whatever cost. And so technically, if
Yeah.
they do open them,
eh,
shit, it's like used. It's not like the customer has to be the one to open it, right?
Now
That's
think about this, right? Once a game is opened, I don't care if you use the smell of the plastic. Once it is open, it's no longer a new product because you are no longer the original person that opened this game for the first time.
right. So it's going to lose its value. I understand that.
So now, isn't it? I remember GameStop used to have that policy, like if you open the game, you can't return it. Is that still the thing?
Yes, it
No,
is.
Yeah,
no, it ain't.
yeah, it
Yes,
is.
it is. It is 100%. Unless the game is defective and you can prove it's
No,
defective, there is no return policy on an open new game.
that's a lie.
On an open used game, it's 7 day return policy.
It's 10, 10.
So you can return a used game, but you can't return the new one.
You can turn a
Nope,
new one
because
also. You can
no, you
return a new
cannot,
one.
Mike.
No,
Stop
you
Yes,
lying,
can't.
you
dude.
can. I have been
Mike, stop,
my.
dude.
I don't
Dude,
know what
no,
GameStop you're
no,
going to,
no.
Oh
dude.
Oh
shit!
boy.
Man,
I
exactly,
think
dude. Like for real, that shit
I
out,
You
know.
dude. For
you could go
real.
on their website right now, and you could probably find it. Anything. If it's a console and you open it, you're not returning that.
Now the console,
Is that?
yes, I can return, but now a game I have returned within 10 days, but I didn't like it at GameStop,
Not
Yeah,
brand
And
a
it
new.
was a
used
brand new
game,
game.
man, but not a new
and
game.
it
A
was
brand.
yes, it was a brand new game, and what
No, it
they done?
wasn't, Mike. No, it
Yes, it
wasn't.
was.
No,
Dude,
when
GameStop
I
policy is the same across the board, dude. They not going to
No,
change the policy just for your town. Once you open up a
I'm
new
telling you,
game, you is not returning unless it is defective. And the
What?
only way you can return it if it's defective, and you can only get it for the same game. You're
Hold
not
on.
nope.
returning a new.
In Mike's
You're not opening up a
defense,
brand new game like, hey, I don't like it. Oh, okay, no. It gotta be a
hold on. In Mike's
pre-owned
defense,
game.
his town is like 2,000 people,
We
and all
only
of
have
his cousins
2,000
work
people.
at
We
GameStop.
don't even,
So
we don't even have
All his,
that's
two
the
thousand
all,
people
only
in my
all
reason
his,
town.
why.
all his cousins are brothers and sisters.
No, but my
I
town doesn't
see.
even have 2,000 people in it. But I'm telling you, my GameStop does not work that way. They did. I have returned a game brand new as long as it's in
Okay,
a 10 day grace period.
I'm looking it up right now.
you
It
know what?
says if it was unopened and you try returning it, you could return it for the identical item that you
Yes.
purchased. You can't get
Full
your
cash
money back.
refund if it's unopened. Once it's open, you can only exchange it for the same game unless it's defective. Now, Mike, if that's not the case, feel free to prove it.
I said I've done it at my GameStop.
Ooh, shit.
I said I've done it at my GameStop. I don't know what GameStop you're talking about.
See,
And
when
you're
I
deflecting, sir. I said prove it.
How
see
am I
when
going to
I
prove
went
that?
to GameStop to
How you
get
gonna
my
prove it? You just
PC.
said it, right?
All
Did you
right,
not just say you could turn a new game
you
upon open? Did you not say that?
Mike, get
Yes,
your cousin on the line right now.
Okay then. Okay then. If that's the case, then prove that shit. Correct us if we are wrong, sir.
Oh shit. Mike's silent as fuck. Rip. Oh shit. You okay, Mike? You feeling okay?
I'm
Quiet
fine.
says prove it.
No,
I'm fine.
they might have did it for you, Mike, because you're like a regular. I know my
I am a regular.
GameStop used to
I
do it
Yeah,
am a
they
with me
did.
regular.
when I was a
They
regular.
did. They
But
did for him right when he got that seventh grade history teacher haircut. That's why they did for him.
No, no, I am a regular at my GameStop. They know me by my name as soon as I walk in. We
Oh
talk about
shit.
games and everything.
Oh shit. He said you got that seventh grade haircut. And they was like, oh, this dude is
Seven,
oh.
that seventh grade history teacher haircut. That Mr. Zoda cut. Come in this
You just gonna
motherfucker
take
straight
that, Mike? You just
lying.
gonna sit there and take that?
Come here, lying to us so I can return open games if
I
they're
have.
new. No, the
Matt
fuck you can't.
Matt just said he used to do it.
No,
What
I
they
He
said
never
they
said
did
did it to him
that.
as a
no, he
curse.
did not say that. Matt did not say that.
No, I said,
He
Mike, they
said,
probably did it to you because I seen other people get special treatment. I never saw that before,
Oh,
but I saw, maybe get a game earlier or something like that a
Yeah, I
couple
oh,
saw
I
years
know
that
the
ago.
before. Yes,
I know the manager
Yeah.
personally. Like I said, he's done it for me.
that's
oh my,
why.
oh, so he risked his job for you. He risked his livelihood. He risked his ability to pay bills to do you a favor. Is that what you're telling us, Mike?
It's like this situation right here. It's like this situation right here. But I'm
So
like,
when he gets fired, right, and loses the ability to create income, is he gonna come live with you?
no, hold on, hear me
Oh,
out.
damn.
I
It's
highly
like this.
doubt that. So no, we ain't do
Hold
that
on,
shit for you,
hold
lying
on.
ass.
No, I'm not lying. You hear me out. It's just like this situation right here about my Gears of War. I went and bought Gears of War, and Terry can vouch for that. I bought it
Jones.
day one. Day one, I bought it day one. Downloaded it.
Ew.
Microsoft called me
This
and said the game. I cannot play the game. I was playing for 4 days straight before they said that I could not play it because my that I did not pay for it or something. So
dude.
what I did,
No.
so what I
Joel said
did,
you sent the dick pic. That's why you got
yeah.
your motherfucking refund. It looked like a skinny Mario mushroom. Dude felt bad. He said, "Oh
So what I
shit."
did, so what I
Y'all
did is
suck
when
for
I
bitch.
bought that game, I took the code. I also gave to Terry and Joel, so they can have the game day one because I bought the Gears of War thing. I took the code back to them. They get to GameStop and they gave me the $100 deluxe season pass game and everything for $100 for free.
I don't know about that.
Can I ask you a question, Mike? Did you originally pay for it?
Yeah, I paid for it.
It's called an exchange.
No, I didn't exchange anything.
Damn. He said he
Xbox
got his
Yes, you
told
money
did.
me
back.
Xbox told me to go fuck myself basically. And so
No.
yes, they did. I remember I told you this, Matt.
Xbox wouldn't do that.
And so they told me to go take it up to GameStop since that's where I bought it. And they
Oh,
gave
you know
me
what? I
the
do
game.
remember
He
that.
showed up with knee pads. He's
Yeah,
like,
right.
Oh, shit.
I'll suck your dick if you take this game back, sir.
The first thing that GameStop told me,
Mike triggered to the motherfucker right
first thing that GameStop told me when I went up there to give them the game back, they said we need the whole console. I said, well, I don't have the whole fucking console with me. I ain't going to unhook my whole
Bitch, I want
console
my
so I
motherfucking
can get the
money
whole
back.
damn game that I went and played for 4 days already. And they
Oh
said it's
my
all right,
fucking
sir.
goodness.
His name is even Dave. I didn't even say his name. His name was Dave. He was the manager. He's like, yo, Mike, it's all right because we got this. He opened up a brand new console, and I'm telling you, he opened up a brand new console, gave me the code for the $100 game, and said we'll just defect this console and we'll send it back to Xbox.
Joel's vouching for you, Mike.
So
I was
basically,
on the
so
phone.
basically, the
Joel
defective.
lying like a
So
motherfucker.
so
Joel,
basically,
stop lying.
returns. So
Right.
essentially, so Mike, what you're saying is you return a defective console.
I didn't return the console. I returned just the digital code game, the digital code to the $100
You
game.
returned the digital code?
Yes, that's what I returned.
He basically relinquished his rights to it, and then got a new code to re-download. Right or wrong?
Do what? What'd you say?
You basically relinquished your rights to that one code, right? And then you got a new code to download, correct?
No, I went and bought the game because I gave the code to Terry and Joel when I bought the Xbox console, the Gears of War limited edition. Then I went and spent $60 on Xbox myself to buy the game so I can play with Terry and Joel also because I'm a diehard Gears fan. Then 4 days after playing it, they relinquished my rights and said I could not play the game. Xbox did. I called them up and they said fuck off. Take it to GameStop.
Damn. Damn.
I,
Okay.
I arrived at I arrived at GameStop. They said they couldn't do it unless I brought the console. I said, well, I ain't going to unhook the console just for the damn game. They said it's all right then, Mike. It's cool. I said I have to drive another 20 miles back to my house and then back to you. I said there's no way in hell I'm going to do it. So they, like I said, they opened up a limited edition Gears of War console right there in front of me. gave me the code, and said we will just defect the limited edition Gears of War console and send it back to Xbox.
That's so nice of them, Mike. It really
I
is.
told
That
you.
that
I
is
said
so
that.
swell.
I said I know. I am best
That is
friends with the
fucking
employees
swell,
there.
man.
Well, you asked for proof. I did it.
Oh shit,
So the
Eugene is
moral, the moral of the story: everyone's getting fucked over besides Mike.
absolutely. That is the moral of the story. So we like to say here at Hard Knock Gamers in the platform,
So
GameStop,
Even
you
Joel said in the
fucking
chat,
up.
no, this really happened to me.
Joel's lying out of his ass.
No,
Joe
he's not.
lying like a
Now,
I
motherfucker.
even
yo,
You know
called
he
Terry when
lying
this
like a
happened.
motherfucker.
now, yo,
Why the
y'all
fuck
would.
you lying?
Now, let me tell
Why
you
you
before I
always
go, right?
lying?
Before I go, let me tell you another games I've story, right? This comes from back in the '90s, right? I knew someone who would buy their games, some games out, right? He would go home, take the disc out, right? Put in a blank music CD, rewrap it to make it look like it was never opened, return the game for a full refund.
Now, I know people that do that.
Yeah, I remember that
Now,
shit that went down.
me and another gentleman was at it was EB Games at the time, right?
Yeah.
So one dude bought the game back that this guy no modified. He was that bit spazzing the fuck out.
What?
I'm talking about knocking shit over and everything. He got home with his brand new $49 game, and he opened up, he unwrapped it. It was a blank music CD.
Oh
Oh,
shit! I would be
He
heated.
now as a GameStop employee, he couldn't tell the dude was lying or not. So his hands was
Oh,
tied.
dude, that's true, dude. And you know the GameStop employee was like, "Sir, sir, sir," pissing him the fuck off. You know it. Damn.
But it's also just like the pawn shops when you trade a game at a pawn shop, they give you shit for it.
Now,
Because I
and
used to do
one
that.
more. Go ahead, I'm sorry, Mike.
I used to do that to trade my games at pawn shop, and they gave me like $2 or $3 and say here.
Yeah, but
They
it's
go,
a pawn shop. They're not looking to sell for that much to begin with.
now hold
Right,
on,
it's like they
they'll
pay
give you
you
like two, three.
$8 and sell it for
And no one
15.
and no one is expecting if you're going to a pawn shop to buy a game, you mean you're not looking to spend a lot because that's why you're at a pawn shop.
Now hold on,
So
Like,
hear me
hey guys,
out.
what do you
Now,
think of
and
Mario
you're
Odyssey? They like,
expecting the game may not be
now,
the best
fellas.
quality. You know, there might be
alright,
some scratches on that. All
Now,
right.
can I put the
Now,
Switch
now
on
hold
let
on,
me.
hear me
reserve?
out.
Nah, but when I get one soon, we'll get one soon.
Now hear me
All
out.
right,
Now what they would do is that they would give me like $2 or $3 for the game, but they would be just like GameStop, jack that
no
price up
one
for
cares.
20 $25.
That's what I said. If anyone wants to sell their, their used hard copies of their games, just sell them online. All right, bundle them together. You got
Me?
Craigslist, you got eBay. How you can even sell them on fucking Amazon for the same used price that Amazon does.
See
True.
me?
Do
Yeah.
that.
I
Let
don't
me
trade
tell
my
y'all.
games in.
Let me tell y'all something fucked up, yo. Don't ever buy a refurbished console. Refurbished is basically a used system at a
Yep.
marked up price.
Well,
Yep.
duh.
If
Yep.
GameStop
Something was
console
broke
is
and they
like
sent it
new,
to get
no,
it.
it's
They
not,
sent it to
bitch.
get armade, and then when they get it back, they sell it as a refurbished. Yeah.
Mike said, "Well, duh."
Exactly. Oh, duh.
Because GameStop be getting a lot of people yo with that shit. Like it's like a brand new system. No, bitch, you factory reset it. Shut the fuck up. You sprayed some Windex to that motherfucker and wiped it off.
Oh shit. That's true. And but they always make it seem like it was like all the parts got replaced and shit. I think some of those did. Like they'll if it's too broke, they'll send it off and let it like I said get it armade, and then once it comes back in, they'll sell it refurbished because the laser lens got replaced or something like that.
Right.
Uh, which technically it would be considered refurbished because that would be a brand
Hey
new
yo,
lens.
you know what I
Uh,
like to do though? When they tell me shit is refurbished, now when the system is so called repair, there's a work order attached to that serial number.
right.
My dirty ass, like I like, yo, can I see the work order that goes with the serial number? Oh, the information not available. All right, cool. Let me get that new console up there then for $10 more than this refurbished one. You
You
sure you
Oh,
G's
they
want to
over
gonna
buy
there
the
like,
disclose
refurbished
that
one? It's cheaper. No,
information?
I'm good.
hold on. You G's over there like, can I see the Carfax on that?
Hell yeah.
I'll just say one thing about
His
me. I
shitty
never
ass
got ripped
drunk
off at
fox jumps
GameStop.
out like, yeah, we need the Carfax on that.
Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna go back inside the joint and finish partying. But it was definitely good talking with y'all, man. Y'all know I couldn't miss a podcast, yo.
I
Even
know
if
you had
I,
to get in for at least a second. You had to talk about the dick physics real quick. I know you wanted to talk about that.
man, I'm not saying talking about a man's penis, man. That's for Mike to do. Mike went in GameStop. I got double D's. Let me turn my game back.
This motherfucker came in roasting Mike. Like, fuck Mike. Oh, shit.
Motherfucker got a Mr. Harrison 8th grade history teacher haircut and shit.
God damn, you Jay. Oh, shit. I know them. That party must got drinks. Yeah.
Motherfucker like a shaved Siamese cat and shit.
Get the fuck out. Bye. You know, this.
Alright, y'all out.
Alright. Alright. You know what? I was gonna do a final round. I was gonna do that shit. But you know what? I'm not. I already
No, 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 no,
expensed how
no.
I feel
Let's
about
hear your final
fucking.
round. Let's hear your final
You
round,
want
boy.
me to do the final round? Because like I said, man, you already know what it's about, man. All
Lay it
right, I
out.
guess we could do. All right, we are gonna do the
Final round.
and I'm not gonna take too much of your time, but like I stated earlier, Conan, this game, you know what? I'm putting that and 1-2 switch together. I'm just gonna mash them together. Is the epitome of pure piss. And I just that shit that released that Conan, I'm telling you, I went to Twitch, I was watching some people play it, and I'm like, okay, it looks kind of fun. I get that shit, and it is so ass. It's so fucking garbage. Now it does play like Ark. I would say like Rust, but like Rust is like optimized and like beautiful and shit. This definitely plays a lot like Ark. Even the art style is kind of arkish a little bit, but it's a it's like our Steam early access game, which means the game is not finished. The game is $30. I should have listened to my fucking gut, but I didn't. I bought into the hype, and I'm gonna give myself one of these because I bought it.
Cole, you stupid.
Because I shouldn't have bought into the hype. And the problems, like I said, I have. You have a bomb ass sword. Sword look like the fucking human killer. And you walk up to another person and you'll be swinging for 30 minutes before you take this motherfucker down. But if you if you use that same sword to hit a tree, 4 hits. And we're talking a fucking tree. That tree should outlast a human by a mile. But the fucking rabbit takes 22 hits with your axe. A rabbit! I should be able to wreck that motherfucker just by stepping on him. Those are the things that piss me off about the game. And I bought into it. I paid the fucking $30. I ate up some of my fucking hard drive. I booted the game up. It looked beautiful on boot. Once I got to play, triggered the whole goddamn time. And it was just like PvP was like what PvP? It's basically they should call it standing PvP because all you do is fucking stand there and swing, and there's nothing else. There's no battling. There's no sidestepping. There's the blocking is why block? You still lose health. So it's fucking stupid. If you guys are listening and you have it on PC, you're gonna plan on getting it for Xbox and PS4. Don't. Don't fucking get that shit. Steer clear of that. You know what? You have a better shot at getting a back rub from a cactus than enjoying this motherfucking game. Please listen to me. Okay? That is my take on Conan in the.
Final round.
Okay.
See,
I've said my motherfucking piece.
it was good to
Sounds
get it
like
off
a
your
great
chest, wasn't
game.
it?
You said what? Day one for you, Matt?
It sounds like a brilliant game.
Now, My only concern there, Danny, you said you were so hyped about this game, and after
Y-
watching it,
yes.
is you felt the same way with Steve, and that was trash.
No, but Steep is dope
Oh,
though. See, that's where you're wrong. Steep is dope. I like Steep. It reminds me of the old 1080 days. It's just a little more sophisticated, but
If you like
still,
doing the
I
bunny
love
hop all the way,
1080.
oh, if you like doing the bunny hop all the way up the mountain there, right, Preston?
Who the fuck bunny hops up a mountain, dude? I'm just like I could just click and be there. Like I don't even have to bunny hop. Who does that?
Terry even did it. She was like, "What the f?"
What? Terry, you did that? Really? You fucking did
They,
that?
the stupid game made me climb up the mountain on foot because the fast travel wouldn't let me click the fast travel because it wasn't in my line of view perspective to unlock it. So I had to climb up the goddamn
I
You
mountain
can
watched
go.
her.
Look,
You know
you
what?
can go to
until
the.
they would see it,
Listen,
and
you
then
can
and
go
then
to
all
the
they would
map.
unlock.
You can go to the map. Once you go to the map, you can just click it there. You don't have to. You don't have to use your binoculars to warp. You can just go to the map and warp. I mean, like, I'm not climbing no fucking mountain. It would take me 2 years to get up that bitch. Nope. I just go to the map, hit that top shit, boom, I'm there. You know what
Now
I'm
hold on,
saying?
Terry did try this, and she got
Oh god! You
sabotaged.
guys
She,
should keep watching
she
when
got
Joel puts in
sabotaged.
the freaking chat.
She got sabotaged, and I watched her do this. And it would not let her fast travel at
It
all.
wouldn't. It wouldn't. I wouldn't.
She had to
I
climb.
did everything that
And,
you fucking said. It wouldn't let me
and,
do it. I had to climb that damn mountain.
I'm telling you, I wouldn't have done it. I'd have rage quit.
I
Game would have
did.
been
I climbed up
uninstalled.
that
Like,
mountain. I was like, fuck this shit. And I turned it off, and I never went back. I was like, I'm not climbing no goddamn mountain. All right.
the game,
I'm
I'll
not.
the
play
I'm
game
not
this
fucking
game
doing that
to
shit.
slide down the mountain. I'm not gonna sit there and work my way to the goddamn top.
the game straight up gave her a middle finger and said, "Fuck you."
It happens no matter what game I play. I'm always sabotaged. Okay, I always get the worst experience.
Like I said, I had a great experience. I mean, like, I finally got the hang of fucking doing tricks. I do hell, especially that big ass half pipe. That shit is dope. I don't know. I guess it's
Just like
different. You have different experiences because I love it. I love it.
just like in Final Fantasy 15, the goddamn bastard wouldn't stop fishing. I kept hitting the cancel fishing button. He stayed there all night. He wouldn't quit. I was so mad.
I remember that too.
Here, fishy,
I was like,
fishy.
stop fishing! I don't need any more. I
You
kept
said
clicking the button.
fishing.
I even took the controller, held it up to the thing. See, I'm clicking the goddamn button to prove it, and it wouldn't let me stop fishing.
So you said fishing and rock simulator. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
and then I went to go turn the goddamn quest into the what's his face at the garage, and the bastard wasn't sitting in his fucking chair, so I couldn't turn it in.
Rip. Yeah.
So
Damn.
bad things happen to me when I play games. It's just
Gotta stop playing with Mike. Okay. All right. I think we have come to the end of the show. Oh, I know. Oh, no more Joel. Oh, uh, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching. And the announcement earlier, like I said, things are changing a little bit. The show is staying the same, just new packaging. Will still be the platform. It'll just you can catch it on the Hard Knock channel, and like I said, I'll put the link in the comment section a little later so everybody can get to that channel and go ahead and sub to there if you want to catch all the fun. I still actually may keep this channel though. I may keep it and do like put the edited stuff on this channel. So it's kind of like you can get it there, or if you want more of a personalized experience with the platform, you can catch some of it here on this channel as well. Because I don't want this channel to die. I still want it to thrive, and it's just more ways we can reach out as Hard Knocks. So it's always a pleasure for sure, Joel. It's always a pleasure to have you guys. We always have a good time. Like I said, I want to thank everybody. Terry, Matt, Scary Ass Eugene, Michael, Trolling Ass Preston. Thank you guys for being on the show. Thank you guys for watching. And you guys have a good one. Peace.
Hey guys.
Peace out.
bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. 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 It's the platform. It's the platform. We're the platform. It's 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 the platform. Yeah, yeah.